Welcome to another episode of Around the Mage Table. I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't even check what episode number it's supposed to be. I think it's episode 54. Way to go, guys, for reminding me to do that. I'm joined by these donkeys. Lithian, Scrapclaw, Ioski. I don't have time to ask you how your week and how your season 3 is going because we have a metric ton. I wasn't going to swear there. I was about to. A metric ton to talk about in today's episode. We are splitting up the week to be today. We're going to talk about the midnight. All the information that came out with today's GamesCon release. We will save season 3 and everything that's happening for that next week. So that means you will get 2 back-to-back episodes throughout the next 7 days. But a lot to talk about. Are you guys ready to jump in?
Yeah,
yes, please.
Go.
Cool.
Do you want to talk about the wheel real quick? Because I know somebody really wanted to talk about that.
So let's take a quick detour before we get into it, okay? And that person that wants to talk about it is Scrapclaw, okay?
I'll do a quick summary. If you didn't watch last week's episode, we're doing a wheel game, 100k in, pug only. You had to roll a character on a wheel. You start at level 0 or 10 or whatever, and whoever has the highest IO at the end of the season wins. And everybody was poo-pooing me. They said, you're not even gonna hit 80. You suck at the game. What the hell ever. And I'm already 2k. And I'm winning.
So
that's all I want to talk
let's
about.
recap that part of it. So I thought I think I even may have said on this episode, I didn't think Scrap would even hit her like leveling. Maybe not even by the end of the season. Now,
I'm so competitive. You don't even understand.
In fairness, I thought it would be a slow start for everyone, including myself, right? But day 1 of the patch, which again, we didn't have a lot to do in the first week of the patch at all. M0s, but they could only be run once. So it was like over pretty quickly for us. There was the Winds of Fortune, whatever buff that gave you, I think, an extra 25% leveling. And then of course there was like a whole bunch of other things going on. Plus I wanted to get a head start on this. So I started leveling only to find out that Bach was leveling faster than I was. So I got more competitive in my leveling from there.
He hit 80 day 1 or day 2.
Yeah, within I think
floodgates
12 hours or something like that.
Everyone started leveling immediately.
So he saw
there's nothing to do the first week. The first week it's like, okay, do your zeros and then do delves. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I'd rather level a character.
Well, so he saw me level, or I saw him leveling. I think then Lithian, you saw me leveling. And then we had Scrap. You were like, okay, well, I'll start leveling. But I didn't think you were going to move that fast. You did end up moving very fast.
Well, right? I was worried. So I didn't know leveling was this quick. I haven't leveled characters like very often. And I thought that like, starting at 0 will mean people aren't going to be hitting 80 until like week 3, week 4. I don't know. I don't level characters, right? Yep. I thought that would be fine because I thought we'd be all at kind of like lower advantage, but I knew that if people are 80 week 1 of keys, that's a huge fucking advantage because you can just get into whatever fucking keys. People don't care. They're just trying to slam their keys up. So I was like, if people are going to get that advantage, I need to seize that shit. So I was like, I need to be 80. I need to be geared. I need to kind of roughly know how to play a little bit. I need to get off the one button. Like I need to do all that in 1 week, and I did.
So then Haywire started leveling. Shawnee just hit, I think 2 days ago. The long and short of it is what, 9 out of the 12 of us? 10 out of the 12 of us have hit level cap and have started running dungeons, which is cool. Right now, Scrap, you are in the lead. You are playing Enhancement. Here's your character over here. Yep. By the way, can we just take a second and appreciate the work Lithian did on this website? It is
Lithian's such a website wizard.
This is
really good.
I couldn't ask for anything better. So thank you again, Lithian, for that work. And of course, you're also helping build add-ons. Again, it looks great. You can find this on the mythicdungeonleague.com website. Where you can find us. We even had a late edition Mojo. We all voted at the very last second to include him in it. He is also playing Elemental, so that wasn't talked about in the last episode. But anyways, so far, how are you guys liking the competition?
Well, go on, Lithian.
Scrap needs to talk last because she has nothing to add of any value.
She just wants to boast, but
I do.
I'm vibing with, like, I'm Fury Warrior here, Lidori, and it's a nice little chill. It's a chill, vibe. I didn't time that 8, by the way.
We can see it with the plus 0.
But it's fun. It's exciting. I've never played Fury Warrior. I never thought I'd get into it, and I said I was going to veto it, but instead I vetoed Sub Rogue, which, was probably, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. And it's pure, like you're just in isolation. You do whatever you want. Nobody's bothering you,
Mm-hmm. And to add to this, you said you're playing Fury Warrior, which we've had a Fury Warrior complain to us in our comment section before that they never get invited. Have you looked at your add-on to see like what your invite percent is so far?
Right now it's at like 6%, but
Ooh.
It's really bad.
I
It's
haven't
really
seen mine
bad.
that bad. Jesus.
It is really bad, but
So it takes you 20 requests per invite,
yeah, I only got
but
so
not 200
I
like
think
that
it's
other guy was doing.
yeah, it's really not that bad though, because I put in a bunch of requests
Yeah,
and I
you spam
chill
it.
and I just put in more. Yeah, I don't worry about it too much. It'll bother me later maybe, but
We'll see,
maybe
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Not if the fizz comp starts to pick up some steam.
So-
then
Well,
I'll
maybe
be
this week
I'm gonna
people
pull
will
this up real
see the
quick.
fizz
Hold on.
comp,
I'm
yeah.
gonna pull it up. I'll pull it up on mythicstats.com. I think
This
they'll
week
have
you
it.
might have better luck getting into keys because people are raving about the fizz comp.
Yeah, dude,
Everybody's
fizz
buzzing
comp,
about
man.
it.
This is what
Yeah.
it looked like for the first week, and pretty healthy. We see Arcane, Frost is dominating, but that might fall
You
away
can
a little
actually
bit.
see Fury on there. Like you
Fra
could
is
never
doing
see
well, but
Fury.
Vengeance is doing better, but not nearly as better as they were. Resto off to a good start. It seems like Disc isn't doing as well as people might have predicted it to be. The Rogues are having a good time so far.
Oh yeah, seen so many rogues.
Balance is still doing well despite what Tettle says. I say well. I'm gonna put that in air quotes. But the only group to run, and I need to actually find where's that. This one. The only group to run a 17 this past week was the Fizz comp, as you pointed out, and that was a Fury Warrior, an Assassin Rogue, and I think a Outlaw Rogue. I think it was.
Double
I
rogue,
don't
huh?
know.
Yeah, this was per radar. I'm not gonna look for it right now, but the long and short of it was a Brewmaster, a Resto Shaman, and then the Fury, the Outlaw, and the Assassin Rogue, I think. So they're the only ones to have completed a 17. And yeah, Fizz Comp is here to stay, right?
And talk about pugging. One weekend, I'm already at 1860 IO, and that's as playing a Fury Warrior that is purely pugging, that just level. I got one tier piece, and I don't have anything from last season because we just started.
Yeah.
So
I will say, and
know.
not to dog you, Lithian, but like you're 1800 at the bottom of the meter. We all are, because we all have 0 set. We don't have.
Oh yeah,
last
I'm bad.
season's
I'm
shit.
bad.
Like you can get to 1800 bad just with like a little bit of elbow grease. Like,
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy.
You guys can't see me because of Discord, but I just spit up water everywhere as you said that. I was taking
Why?
a sip. I was taking a sip when you said that. I'm
what did
sorry.
I say?
You just said I was
that's our
bad.
clip for YouTube short.
No,
there.
but I'm
All
saying I'm saying we were all bad, not because of our skill, but because we're coming in with 0 set, because we just made these characters where people are coming at least with last season's 4 set, and they're doing better than us, obviously.
I want to point out that all week Scrap has been posting that she is at the top of the meters of each of her runs.
Oh
Well, I'm not
my
I'm
God.
at the
posting
top
when
of
I'm
my
at the
meters in
bottom.
most of my
Well,
runs. You
hold
haven't started runs
I'm
yet,
at
so
the
she's
bottom.
really just singling you out.
Not done yet.
No. Frank, I'm being honest. I'm at the bottom of most of my runs. I just post it when I'm at the top.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a couple where I was at the top, but they were bad. They were really
yeah, no,
bad
like
runs.
if I was at the top, it normally wasn't timed. Like, and then this week I got my 4 set, so I'm just like lucky all around. And I was like, ooh, I'm pumping. I did like 5.2, and I was at the bottom of the meter still, because now people have their 4 set and are also good at the
They're
class
doing
they
8
play.
now,
So
9
fuck
now,
me. Yeah,
All right.
no. I think the guy at the top is 7.
Io, you haven't started your run yet. Is there a reason why you haven't gotten a Mythic Plus early?
Yep. So the first week I was really excited because I was actually vibing with Outlaw Rogue while leveling. I wasn't sure how I was gonna enjoy it, but I really enjoy the builder spender gameplay. And for some reason, just the randomness, the rolls, the buffs, I was really into it.
It
And
feels
then
fun to
the
run
Mythic
those rolls
Zero-
of dice.
Yeah, it's fun, and there's a grappling hook. There's a lot of cool things. I'm like, oh yeah, this is sweet. I can't wait to hit the ground running with this. And then the Mythic 0 week happened, and the fact that like I didn't even have like a low eye level, and I still was struggling to get into the zeros. I'm so used to just getting my way into keys because I'm a healer.
Yeah,
that was very discouraging, and so I kind of put that on the back burner for now. I do think hearing everyone else and their progress, I don't want to get too far behind, so I might need to get over that soon and get in hit it. But do some delves or something. But yeah, so that's the only reason why I haven't really jumped in yet. Just
So,
I'm
so
scared.
next update, we'll see you in there. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, Scrap.
Flux needs a level.
You can click on mine, and you'll see the top one of mine is I +2'd an 8.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
So
Wow.
Was that today? You did that today?
I did that. I did that right before raid.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hold on.
David.
I'd like to think. I'd like to
Okay.
think she
Look at
did it when we were setting up.
Oh no! Don't look! Don't look at the
Oh.
damage. Don't look at the damage.
That's
So
very good.
we have to keep Scrap on notice because she tried to join a group with a friend of
Oh.
hers.
No.
A one rune in. And so
Oh no! I left the
Why
second
don't-
he joined the group.
Scrap, why don't you have any hero or class or talent?
I don't
stuff?
Yeah,
know.
what's
What is
happening?
that? I don't know why.
That's
That
your
is
talent
weird.
trees and your hero talents.
I've never seen it. Oh, I forgot to put my talents in. That's probably why.
Maybe
That's why
you'd
you were
hit the
last.
top of the meter if you.
Look at the log. I bet I did not too bad.
It's a
in
Raider
it.
IO
Hold on,
bug,
are
I
you
think.
logging, Scrap?
No, I'm not. I don't
So
know how
shut
to
the
do
fuck
it.
up,
And
look at the
I'm.
log. Okay, what were you
No,
saying?
but I bet that was logged. These people were sweaty.
Oh no, I
Like-
was just joking that maybe she would be. Maybe she would move up the meters if her talents were in there.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, maybe that would be a game changer.
All right, let's see if they logged it.
Yeah, let's see if they log.
Probably not.
One really fun thing to do if anyone out there runs a game like this with their friends is when they're putting up their lower, like their 4 or their 3, applying to it on your main, and then them like declining and be like, get out of here.
All
That's
right.
Looks
always
like
fun.
they logged it. Yeah.
No,
No, it's a
it has no
leaderboard.
log associated with it. Well, hold on, that
Oh,
doesn't make
okay.
sense.
It's
Was it
leaderboard.
deleted?
It's not sourced from the log. It's sourced from the leaderboard.
Oh, okay. So I don't even need to log it.
Oh,
It's,
no,
it
that's-
remembered.
No, but this parse is just like based off of how many people have done that score, not damage in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're in the 64th percentile of enhancement shamans doing keys, not damage.
Hell yeah, bro.
Anyways, okay.
I'll start logging this week if you help me with it. But you know, I'm really, really bad with technology.
I've told you like
so-
twice now, but okay.
I know, but I don't know how to do it.
Um,
I need to
Haywire
do
doesn't
it.
know how to do
Wait,
it
so,
still.
but you're enjoying it,
I'm trying
Scrap,
to
yeah?
Well, the thing that I said, I told Trash Talking Lithian, I said the reason I'm gonna win is because I really like enhancement. If I didn't like it, I would quit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that competitive. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be playing it at all. But my wheel character is higher item level than my main, and is gonna be higher score like tonight if I hit it after this. So we'll see.
Speaking of not
I have
liking
a
their
job.
Lithian's
character,
so mad.
this
Yeah.
is my character, and I am forcing myself through it. I will admit that.
You just might as well quit. You don't like it, just give up.
Well, I will admit that I did a run, and this one was logged. Actually, I'm curious. I don't think I parsed very well, but I'm doing top of the meter damage now, so I'm like, okay, at least I'm not like screwing around and getting, carried or whatever. But it's just not fun to play Affliction. I don't know who out there likes Affliction. It's just not fun. I don't like the
Fear.com.
idea of having to
Yeah.
literally tab target every single thing and check to see if they have dots. Like the start of it's fun. You get a seed and you can just spread your dots that way, but sometimes they don't hit mobs. I don't know why. It looks like they're all in the center, but they're not. And then you have a little AoE retinal circle that you can drop in on, but again, half of them for some reason are out of it because you're not like looking at it a bird's eye view. But let's say everything goes well, you get some good damage, you're feeling good, and then it's like 15 seconds after the pull started, which again in hierarchies is going to be very common. You literally just have to tab target and check all the fucking dots are still going. That's your DPS. It's just like dot
Horrible.
management. No fucking thank you. Maybe someone in the comments will tell me what I'm doing wrong there, but like I'm at
Yeah.
least doing damage. It's just not fucking fun.
You got to compete,
So-
man.
Yeah.
Got to compete. Somebody's got to help me beat Scrap.
I want that million. I want
I-
that million gold.
I am curious to see if Scrap has the legs for the long term now that she loves it. I think she will.
I know.
But I got to figure out
I
how do
don't.
I
Well, the
outlast
thing
her.
is, I think if
retire.
I get such an early start, like pugging keys later in the season sucks complete ass if you don't have a friend. Like, and
is
we
true.
can't have friends.
Yeah.
So I think that my strategy, if we're talking strategy, is to hit 3K in this month, and then I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, but we're all gonna. I mean, if we keep playing, we're all gonna eventually hit 3K.
You and me, and maybe. Well, I think Haywire might. Maybe Mojo. I don't think Frank's gonna make it to 3K.
no.
I think he's gonna
Oh,
quit.
no.
I don't. No, not because he's bad. I just don't think you're gonna. I think you're just gonna hate doing it too much
Scrap.
to push that far.
I continuously am blown away with how
Yeah.
bad you understand me, right?
Oh,
yeah.
You think I
Frank's the
want to
kinda
ask
guy
someone to
to
take me
quit.
to the fucking airport, right? And
Yep. Yeah.
you
Say
don't
that.
understand how competitive I am?
No, but I think
That
if you
is
see me and
everything
Lithium
our
so
friendship
far
is built
away,
off of, is our competition, right?
but are you gonna be miserable because you're so competitive?
I'm miserable playing
Yes,
with you
yes, he
guys all the
is.
goddamn time. What are you talking about?
Okay, well that's where we're different. Because
100% he is.
if I wasn't
Jesus
enjoying Enhance,
Christ.
I wouldn't even be playing. Like,
All right.
forget it.
Well, let's
Let's
move
move on
on.
to
Mojo,
Yeah,
news.
it's time
I
to.
think Mojo will pop up, by the way.
Yeah,
I think Mojo will too, because Mojo's only run 3 keys, and it was a 4, 5, and 6. I was like, bro, how did you fucking secure that? He just waits until he gets into a 6 with like 300 score.
But that's not the
I was
game,
like,
Scrap. That's not the game. The game's gonna be 14.
I know,
How do you get
but
into
I just think
14s?
there's something magical about how he gets into keys. I don't know. I was like, what the hell?
All right.
He's got
That is the wheel. We'll
something.
continue to update you guys next week when we talk about season 3. But tons of things to talk about with the release of the World of Warcraft Midnight cinematic and all the details behind the game. I'll be honest, normally we kind of have like a rundown on how we handle these episodes to make sure we're always on topic and we move through things. But this is going to be a little more all over the place because it kind of happened, a couple hours ago. We had Raid a minute ago and yada, yada, yada. So real quick, Scrap, you haven't heard anything. You just watched the cinematic.
I did
okay?
just watch cinematic.
We
It's
did-
fresh in my mind.
We did want to talk about the ending cinematic to The War Within, but we will save that for later because I'm worried Scrap will take the remaining hour and 45 minutes to talk about it.
I have been talking to anybody who will listen to my thoughts about the story, and I'll save them for the end.
And we will save the
Thank
talking of the
goodness.
cinematic that you see here looping in a second for later. But
We will?
let's talk
Okay.
about what's coming with the expansion. Housing, we already knew this was happening. We'll talk about that in just a second. I don't need to worry about that. Okay, here we go. So we got the Xal'atath story continuing. We are going to have our main zone, or our main hub, I should say, in Silvermoon City. Okay, in fact, I think we got some pictures. Where do we got them?
This is gonna be a psych out like what they did with Dalaran.
Yeah.
Where they're
No,
like,
I don't think so.
Dalaran,
I
and
don't
then
think so. Okay, so Silvermoon City. Now, what's going to happen with Silvermoon City?
Oh,
is
it looks amazing.
they've reconstructed it, right? So it is built from the ground up.
Sick.
They're gonna have like a Sunwell area. So I think the isle that we had the Sunwell raid on will now be incorporated into the zone.
You can pray to the light.
Sorry.
Ooh.
You
looks
can
really
pray to
nice.
the light.
Yeah, you
It's
can pray to
fine.
the light.
Mm.
In fact, I want to talk about what happened in that cinematic as part of this, but we'll wait. But yeah, so Silvermoon City will be the hub. There will be an Alliance area, but there will also be Horde only area since it's still a Horde city. Okay. So those of you that are upset that the Alliance are going to be allowed in, it'll be wardened off for just the Alliance in certain areas.
Deal
gonna
with it.
Sorry. What'd you say?
Deal with it.
Oh, deal with it.
He's
Oh, I
deal
just
with
said,
it.
I just
Deal with
said,
it.
I just said deal with it. Yeah, I'm just talking shit.
Yeah.
We will have the zone of Eversong Woods, which is revamped. We're gonna have a dungeon in there called
Dude,
the
I'm so excited for that Windrunner
Windrunner-
Spire. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Windrunner
gonna be so
Spire.
cool.
Yeah, it looks
I
Is
awesome.
always-
there a
is
mage
our-
tower?
Yeah. Mage.
No, there's a really cool quest line from TBC that you do that kind of
Yeah.
gives you the lore of the Windrunners, and that's gonna be really epic. I can't wait
I have
for
to
that.
revisit it. I have to revisit that story.
Yep.
But Io is our resident. He loves the blood elves, right? Like
Mhm.
that's your shtick.
Yeah,
So he's gonna know everything about the lore.
Well, I don't know if I know everything about the lore, but when I was in high school and my friends started playing was end of TBC early Wrath, so like TBC Blood Elves, like this is like my nostalgia, so I'm super
It's a lot of people's
excited for
nostalgias. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
so
if
I'm
they-
super
Yeah,
into it.
I'm with you, bro. Because like if they did Mulgore like this, I would lose my fucking mind. So I'm happy for you. Like
I'm gonna pull up some because they've. We'll talk about delves later, but they have 3 delves here. They have 3 dungeons in this area, and I think
we're still doing delves. Why?
why not?
Because
So-
Torghast isn't back.
Here,
A lot of
actually,
people
I'm
like
gonna
elves.
Pull this up. Bear with me 1 second.
Ugh.
Let's do this instead.
Yeah, there's that Delve guy that is Frank's best friend.
So there are 8 new dungeons. 3 of them. Here's
Ooh, T-Rex.
the Windrunner Spire dungeon, which they have a quick look at.
Vanis is coming back, dude.
the-
God.
I think they're
help
laying the
us.
groundwork for that for a little bit. Yeah, but you're gonna learn
Yeah.
about the buried histories. Magister's Terrace is coming back, but it's different, as you can see.
It
That's
looks
cool.
so good.
And so there's something about like unleashing power against the void. Murder's Row is an area in Silvermoon City, and now we're gonna, I guess, venture into the underbelly and find out what the Blood Elves and Fell Relics are working on. Blah blah blah. Some other stuff. Okay, so I'll hold there for a
That's a
second.
bear form.
Yep. The next zone is Zolamon.
Oh, that's what he's a bear Loa. That's cool.
Well, there's a lot of Loas here. So
I
this
love
was
troll shit.
originally a
Yeah.
raid zone, but they're making it into a full expansion zone, a whole questing area. There are no delves here for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. But 2 dungeons, Den of Nalarak and the Misera Cavern. So again, we'll take a quick peek. This is the Den of Nalarak. So
Is there gonna be more Bwamsamdi? Please.
there's a Loa
He's
of
gotta come back.
War that he like has us go through, I guess, the seasons and whatnot.
Cool.
I'm not sure what that's all about.
What is this?
And then this
Loa?
Misera, if I'm saying that right, where we are going to find the Witherbark trolls of Zolomon have been abducted by a sinister group, whatever that is, and consuming their souls for dark purposes. Looks very cool, I think. A little dark, but very cool.
Looks cool.
So that is the second zone. Where else do we get here?
Love that.
And
All
again,
this horde shit. Like
this
we're
looks
getting
awesome,
trolls,
too.
we're getting blood elves. Like, yes, let's do
right?
horde stuff.
Look at that one right there. That's really cool.
This is
That is
beautiful
cool.
stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not even a big troll aesthetic guy, but this looks like a
Ooh.
great zone.
God, I love the
Right.
troll stuff. Wow.
All right, now we are guilty of this, as are many people. But we talked about how they were cutting the Harinar out of the story, and we said, and I think I even argued this as part of the whole. They cut this because they just redirected the story of War Within,
Yeah.
or sorry, the World Soul Saga.
Remind people what that even is, because when you said that word, I was like, who? Like,
So the Harinar,
The
and
who?
obviously here are their their friendly faces. The Harinar, including Orwanya, what's her name?
Orwena. Yeah.
Orwena. She was a big part of the first set of quests in season 1 and season 2. A big part, I say. She was brief.
Big part.
but
She had
was-
like
she was
one
important,
quest where
yeah.
she's like, black blood, oh no, and that's it. You followed her around as a bat.
So not only is
Ignore.
their homeland going to be a zone that we quest in, and the zone is supposed to be about where all the world souls roots meet. So we're going to be underground
Cool.
again.
Very
in this.
cool.
But the new playable race is the Harinar, and they can be druids, so everyone's super excited about that. Here's an example of the bat.
Yes.
But
It's gonna be my next druid.
forgive me for jumping through all these pictures because God knows where
Lithian's
I
gonna
am.
be the bat next. That's cool.
Yep.
So everything is natural, like everything's built out of roots, everything's built out of like the things that are in this
Anchor
zone.
Marsh.
Yeah,
Is that
like
such a
Singer.
creature? Oh my god, I want to tame that. He's such an awesome creature.
I don't think you can tame it, man.
I'm
You can tame this
actually
Warwalker.
I'm actually happy that they're that's the next one. I'm very happy that they're bringing back the Haranarda because I felt like there was a lot of lore that I wanted to learn about, and
Yeah.
He was in
hopefully-
the freaking cinematic, and
I'm a
she
little-
didn't do anything.
I am a little
Chill.
like fatigued with the underground zones. I do think this one coming in is a little, just having
there's a
this and then
skybox
a
up there.
couple from this. Yeah, I guess that's true.
This
In
actually makes sense to be underground.
In fairness,
though.
if you went to
Like,
Sangor
Yeah.
Marsh, this is what the skybox looked like, right next to
Yeah.
the Blasted Lands or whatever they were called, where they had like
Yeah.
space, So, like,
I don't know. I'm kind of like really wowed by the underground ones. It just feels like to have such a big space that you can fly around in underground. Like I'm not quite sick of it yet. I think it's cool.
they list this as Harinar, but this is definitely the next one. I just want to point that out. Okay, so we have a Blinding Veil dungeon in here, which again I will pull up the video. So this is the Blinding Veil one when it comes up. There we go. Radiant energy of the Dawnwell has spurred an unchecked growth of powerful unnatural. So kind of like Everbloom 2 looks like.
The yellow,
Ooh.
it says Everbloom to me. Like
Yeah.
that's super yellow.
I hope the music is better.
Dude, Everbloom music is the best. Best
then
track.
The final zone is the Void Storm. Our final destination is a distant, chaotic world filled with void energy. It's a savage land where all creatures fight one another, seeking to consume anything in their path. The zone has unique features like low gravity and storm fields, and the zone has 3 massive nexus points. Voidstone is home to the expansion starting raid, the Void Sphere. Okay, we'll talk about raids in just 1 second, but we got 2 dungeons
Hopefully we
in
kill
this area.
Xal'atath.
Look at these gorgeous areas. You see, like,
Oh my gosh. This is
again.
in a different dimension. This isn't on
This,
Azeroth.
this is, I think, we're gonna, obviously have to take like a portal 2 or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
But some cool things in there, and some
Cool
some like
architecture.
fresh feelings. The
Yeah.
2 dungeons again. Here we go. Void Scar Arena. Powerful void entities gathered the creatures from across the cosmos and imprisoned them for show, almost like a circus. Now you must battle these creatures for its amusement and their survival. Cool. And then
Wonder
Nexus
if
Point
that's gonna be
Zenith.
like a Violet Hold.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they'll do that kind of layout, but the theme will be the same.
It's a game more like Theater of Pain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
good
maybe,
point.
maybe, yeah. And then I forgot the name of this one already, but the tension of rallies escalate as we descend into one of the great void towers to cripple the storm. And look at these fortresses.
Look
That's
at that.
insane.
That's cool.
You know,
So cool. I want to
gorgeous
fly
in a
around
good
it.
way. And it says this is where the boiling point of the campaign will start to reach. So
Nice.
there's our dungeons. We will then jump back into the idea that there's the raid here. So we are going to see 3 raids at the start of the expansion with 9 bosses. Okay. So the Void Spire is, I think, the first one with 3 bosses. The Army of the Light have arrived, and we're storming the walls of Xal'atath's strongholds. Then there's the Dream Witch, I think, is 1 boss, an undreamt god. And then the March on Quel'Danas, and this is, I guess, the end of the first season story where we, I guess, try to save the Sunwell. And it says the skies over the Sunwell may never be the same. So, Xal'atath's attack.
How many bosses? Maybe 4 or 5?
3, 1, and 5.
Okay, I think this is cool.
Oh, sorry,
Cool
no,
idea. I hope
sorry,
they're not tedious
no.
to-
Whoa,
Oh.
okay, hold
6, 1,
on.
and
This
2.
is different. Okay, from what I heard.
6.
6 bosses in the Void Spire, 1 in the Dream Rift, and then 2 in Quel'Danas.
So it seems like it's one raid, but it's in 3 different areas, and you can go to each differently. That's
But
interesting.
you can do it
that
in
they
any
did it like
order
that.
also.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like maybe we
That's-
realize that we don't need stuff from the Dream Rift, so we just like skip that one.
Well, and we
like
have,
when we're doing
hold on,
full clear.
I think I have some video. I'll put this. Sorry, I'm gonna.
How
It's a
many
cool idea.
AOTC?
They really need to make it not tedious to travel between them, though. Like there has to be like, because most people are going to want to do it all in one night, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's about the same amount of bosses you'd have in a regular raid. So
yeah.
So
What if
okay,
they
Ooh,
stagger
look at
the
that.
releases?
do you guys?
That would be
I don't think
interesting.
they will. Do you guys care that they like? What would you prefer? One single solitary spot for the raid, or?
I can't really visualize how this will be different at this point. If it's just like you have to travel between. If for the story it makes sense, I'm cool with like we spend 2 minutes to travel between. Like that doesn't bother me at all.
Well, I like a change in venue.
Yeah.
But I also I think like the boss in the Dream Rift is going to be like the boss in the Dream Rift and the March on Quel'Danas. Maybe they're all kind of optional, I guess. I think Void Spire is going to be the main, but I bet the Dream Rift is going to be a ultra challenging boss just for no reason.
Well, I'd actually even wonder.
It's gonna be like a Nixia.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
that's what I'm
This is gonna be a
thinking. It's
one-off
like an
story
Nixia.
that just like, hey, like the zone ends with this raid, and that's fine. But I do believe
I'm
it's like
excited.
the Void Spire into the March on Quel'Danas. I think this will be
Yep.
where the last, like right now we have the 2 last bosses, which are supposed to be the, quote unquote the hardest bosses. So this will be like the easy stuff, and then it'll go into the last 2 that are the tough. But having a raid fight at the Sunwell is a really good way to end let's call it a campaign of the first season. But I agree with Scrap. It'll be like jarring to jump out and like run around and go back into another.
I'm
we've
down
talked-
to do that for RP. Like I don't care.
All right, sorry.
I know we've talked in the past about how, back in the day it was cool having, like your Eye of Eternity, your Naxxramas, and then your like Sartharia and 2 Drakes. And it's cool that they're kind of going back to that in a way, but they're doing it in a way that isn't going to make it so, you have to run like a full raid and then try to find people to do the 2 other ones with. It's cool to see them kind of cooking on an old concept by kind of modernizing it in a way. I think that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone cares about the Race to World First, but I'd be curious to see how that unfolds, given that, like, will they be ranking, for example, the Dream Rift as an easier boss, that they'll just knock this out first and then go 1-2 or something? Again, it really doesn't matter because you have to get all 9 to be considered Hall of Fame or whatever, but yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
Okay, so are we excited about the new zones?
Yes, very.
Yeah.
More so than the War
I'm
Within?
always excited.
Like
Absolutely.
Hallowfall level?
Okay, so Halifal is one of the best zones they've ever introduced, and I hate saying that because I hate War Within generally. Like it's such a fucking cool zone. It's definitely top 3 ever. However, I'm excited about revisiting old zones. I said before, I can't remember if it was on the podcast, that they need to be doing that. Like, we can't just keep finding another island. Like, it's so stupid. So like revisiting these old zones, it makes me excited to revisit old storylines, to kind of like really flesh out some lore that's like maybe some side lore and stuff. Like, you're a troll fan, you're a blood elf fan, you get a little something, right? So I'm all for them rehashing old zones. I think it's great. And also the other 2 zones look cool. So I'm happy. I'm very happy.
And I'll play this on mute real quick, but this is like the features, the expansion features video.
The creatures,
you'll
dude,
see
the
some
creatures
good
awesome.
video. Well, this is the player house, but you'll see some good like videos of zones and stuff while we're talking about this. But
So
go on,
if they're gonna go in on this new race and everyone's gonna go do that, is my house gonna be a horde house?
I don't think the Orwena people are going to be horde. They're probably going to be both, like the dwarves.
yeah, they're neutral. You can choose which one you go to.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, and who says everybody's going to go in on this new race? Like, do you know anybody who plays an earthen dwarf?
I play an earthen monk, but
one guy, and it's you. So it
I'm
doesn't count.
I'm gonna make a druid because I like the druid forms.
I might make one of these because I think they're super fucking cool looking, but I don't even know. I don't even know what I would make it. Can they be demon hunters? Can they be the new demon hunter? That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's
don't spoil that, Scrap.
Oh, sorry, but if those troll guys can be the new demon hunter, I'm all in, because the main thing that's kept me from demon hunter is I don't like to be an elf.
They're gonna make all the demon hunters be elves.
Yeah, but they're kind of elfy, like the troll guys.
I could see them making it so void elves can be a demon hunter now. If they, that's what I would see. But
that's probably the extent.
Yeah.
Well, Blizzard, please make the troll people demon hunters.
Well, they listed all the classes you could play.
Well, hold on. So
what do they?
Void elves can be demon hunters now, but not.
Oh, they can.
But not the other elves that came in, the Surmar elves.
The Nightborn, yeah.
Nightborn.
That makes sense.
And again, I think horde players might be annoyed, but at the same time, like everything's cross faction now, so like just it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Don't be a whiner.
I wasn't gonna say that, but okay. But the Hernar can be like they can't be paladins, but they can be like warlocks for whatever reason. They can be priests, they can be mages, they can be warriors, they can be hunters.
They can be Death Knights. I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, how the fuck did one of those?
I didn't see Death Knights on the list.
They washed up on the northern shore.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that stands out to them coming in. Okay, so let's jump back to the features list here. So we got the new zones. By the way, are you guys excited about the new dungeons?
Yep.
They look awesome. Dungeons, they always do really good.
I mean, that's where I spend most of my time in the game. Is doing keys, man. So
yeah, for
I'm always excited.
All right, cool. Guess what, Scrap? There's another feature here that you're gonna love. Players will now save gold by not having to pay for Transmog.
Is there an add-on that says how much money you spent on Transmog over your life? Because I actually want to know.
I would be willing to bet it wouldn't track it until you downloaded it, but maybe there is.
Dude, I've spent so much money to Transmog. That's just good. They should have had this years ago.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into it. See if they have a backlog.
Well, so there's another feature that isn't being talked about as well, is that there is a situation transmog system where it will like change it based off of, let's say you're doing a Mythic Plus versus,
you're in a dungeon,
right?
Oh, that's cool.
Can you change it like per dungeon? Because that's something I've always done manually.
I think that might be.
This is my fit for this dungeon. This is my fit for that dungeon. Because I spend 1,000 gold to do that sometimes.
Well, look at this as an example, right? So in Nererubar Palace, they had things with the Silken Court fight where you would have the blue team and the red team, and they would purposely put their transmog on to be like reflective of that.
Dude. Can I make it so anytime I'm in a group with Lithy and I'm wearing this? Like, how crazy can we get with this?
We don't know, obviously. We don't know.
Like, if Lithy and I are in a group, we have a matching outfit or something,
Oh my goodness.
But I figured we'd be
amazing.
But if you're an RPer, that's cool too, because you can be walking around the city in your fit, and then you can be like, all right, I got to get in my armor to go to the dungeon. Like, that's pretty cool.
As much as they put into this, I will take advantage of.
There's an update. A previous version
Oh,
of this
no.
article reported that all transmog was free. Blizzard has shared an update. Midnight is shifting to slot-based transmog. If you want to change your total outfit look, it costs gold. But if you enjoy
What?
your look and get an upgrade, i.e. shoulders, it doesn't cost money to fix your transmog since the slot based,
Okay.
not item based.
This is gonna be even worse.
Yeah,
if you
you're
have a
going back. You're going back to
Dude,
spending more money.
They're gonna farm gold for me because I'm gonna have a different fit for every dungeon. It's like when you have like a subscription on your credit card and you don't know about it. I just like every time I go to Theater of Pain, it changes my Theater of Pain and just charged me 1,000 gold. Charged me 1,000 gold.
Yeah,
charged me 1,000.
I'm wondering.
I walk
it
out to
can't.
summon someone.
It
like,
can't be charging you every time this situation occurs, right? Because like Lithian could just like join the group and leave, and join the group and leave, and it just keeps.
Yeah, no. What if
I would do it.
What if I walk out to summon somebody and then my outfit changes, and I walk back into the dungeon and then my outfit changes?
1,000 gold.
Ching, cha-ching. Yeah, they gotta
That's
fix
2,000
that.
gold.
Make it free.
I'm guessing you have
Um,
to pay a one-time fee to set it, and then you're good to go from there.
See, it sounds like they're being greedy. Oh, I thought that said get back into the flight. I thought dragon flying races were coming back.
No, but
It's
apparently
Alexstrasza.
there's like a streamlined leveling experience through Dragonflight. I thought they already kind of did that, but whatever. All right, so another thing that's coming, which was been the worst kept secret of all time, is the new Demon Hunter spec. It's called the
It's a support
Devour spec. We don't. Sorry.
It's a support spec.
Support back is what I heard.
We don't know what its hero talents will look like. In fact, we don't even know if hero talents are sticking around officially. But
Get rid of those, please.
we're gonna have some spells like Reap and Void Blade, Hungering Slash, which is a melee combo with Retreat. Collapsing Stars is a powerful finisher, which is what we saw in the raid boss for this. I guess like it'll just kind of like fall in on you and hit whatever with DPS. Void Ray, Void Metamorphosis, all that cool stuff.
These only support moves.
No, they
Maybe.
do not. It's a mid-ranged DPS. I don't know what that means. But Lithian, you
Like
played
Survival
Demon Hunter a
Hunter.
little bit.
You know what else is a mid-range DPS?
What?
An Augie Evoker.
Dude, they're gonna
True.
push range DPS. That's true. He's right though. He's cooked in.
I mean,
It's be
by
support.
that merit, aren't all evokers
Yeah,
mid-range?
you know what? That's
Evokers.
not part of the spin. That's not part of the spin.
It's not part of the spin. You gotta follow along with the
Collapsing
spin.
Star gives you 3% versatility.
The
Yeah.
metamorphosis looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks nice, really nice.
Yeah, it is a nice look, but I'm not gonna play it. So
What if it's awesome?
well,
What if you get it on your
Uh,
whale spin next season?
I mean, if that happens, I won't have a choice.
God, man, I didn't even think about getting that on a wheel spin. Imagine if we all like just like 4 of us hit the wheel on this.
Dude,
I'd
it'd be
welcome
so
Demon
annoying.
Hunter. That's,
You what?
I mean, Demon Hunter just seems like I'd welcome it. It seems like it's fun to play, like Demon Hunter.
I wouldn't be
It
upset
is.
about it. I'd just be like, I don't know. It's not my vibe. I don't know. I'm happy that Demon Hunters get another spec, but at the same time, I'm tired of seeing Demon Hunters, so I don't know what to do.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what they
God.
need in like if you look at the racial breakdown in WoW of like what races people make, it's like 50% elves across the fucking board and then 50% every other of the 15 races. Like why
Yeah.
are they pushing this like the new spec for the only
They're
elf?
giving
thing?
the people what they want. That's why.
They're giving the people what they want. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just
People
think it's like
elves.
there's enough demon hunters, isn't there? Like,
The elves has they have a cool dance and they lean really awesomely.
dude, Tauren female leans the best. She leans like super swag.
Okay, so again, I'm happy for Demon Hunters. I am curious to see if we're gonna see the same thing with like Rhett, where everyone and their goddamn mother is a fucking what are they called? Voidbound or whatever. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Devour. Right. So here's
Yeah.
some gameplay footage of that. LOL.
Oh, and he is a void elf. That's cool.
Yeah. Look at him, just
3%
Spirit bomb.
versatility.
Yeah, Spirit Bomb. There.
Yeah,
it is,
he's
say.
doing versatility to that enemy.
Again, we're going through a lot of stuff, so I'm trying not to like overwhelm myself with like how do I keep this on track. But
Just pick the next topic and
no,
hit
no,
it.
no,
We
it's
got
not that. I
stuff
want to
talk about it.
put a bow on it because what we're about to talk about next is not really something we know a lot about. But so far, I feel like when we like Dragonflight, we had the new talent revamp. I was hyped about that. With the War Within, we had the hero talents, which I think a lot of us were hyped about the theme at least of it. Maybe it didn't get executed perfectly.
I never liked
But
it. I'm a hater.
okay. But so far into this, how are you feeling on the hype level of what the expansion is bringing us? Right, we get our new dungeons, we get our new zones, of course. The raids are going to be great as they always are. But how are we feeling about like, okay, but what is changing for me other than the setting?
I would love. The problem is like I'd like to feel like there's a change in the gameplay loop, and they did something different with. I don't mind the hero talents. I think the hero talents are fine, and I've griped about the way talents are set up. You basically just go to Wowhead and you copy and paste. But I wish they would do something a little more innovative around the gameplay loop a little bit. I'd enjoy that, but I've been playing the game since the beginning, so
You're still gonna play it anyways.
I'm sub till 2027, so I guess so. I guess.
Wait.
I mean,
how are you sub till 2027?
I don't know.
He knows the
I
guy.
don't know. When I bought the thing, it asked me a question about a year thing, and I said, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And next thing you know, it says you
asked
don't
me
have
the
to
same
pay.
question, but it was like, hey, do you want to do 6 months for $12 a month, or do you want to do a year for $12 a month? Like, no, 6 months. What are you doing?
Oh,
there was no
said,
benefit
okay.
to switching to a year. Anyways.
Yep.
Anyway.
Okay.
Well,
so
for me, the hero talents are not exciting because I, unlike the sheeple, recognize that it's not special or exciting. You are just going to go to Wowhead and pick it. Yeah, it's just more talents.
But the theme feels fun for some of them. Like, look at the Death Knights in their Ride Over the Apocalypse, despite it being bugged.
Some people got a nice theme addition. Some people got a stupid fucking owl that they hate.
You're a howl. You're a howl. You're a hunter.
My owl.
What the fuck do you expect?
They don't know what hunters
That's
are.
why
That's
I don't play hunters, because they're so fucking boring.
No, well, I'm just saying it just the hero talents was no significant gameplay change. It was like, okay, you're gonna have 2 modes of play for your spec. Like there's always been multiple modes of play for a spec. Maybe not to such a degree, but for some specs they only get to play 1 mode anyway. So I don't think the hero talents were exciting. I said from the beginning I don't think they're exciting. So if they're just like, you know what, no gimmick this time, I'm like, fine. Like, at least they're not pretending to give us a gimmick, you know?
Okay.
Hunter,
I get the feedback, okay? You're playing Enhancement Shaman right now.
Yeah.
And one of your hero talents is Tempest, which is what allows you to have those massive lightning bolts flying everywhere.
Can I tell you why I picked Tempest as my hero talents?
Why?
Because Wowhead said that you cannot play the other one in Mythic Plus. So I don't even know what the other one is. Like, I don't even know what this even. No, it's Totem something.
Okay, but that's still not.
But like, I didn't even. I never had a choice. I didn't even look at it. I'm not excited about my hero talents.
I don't believe you, because Lithian's playing Fury Warrior. He's making it work. You probably could make it work.
Lithian, how did you pick your hero talents?
Are telling you can't play them because you can't play them at level 20.
Your Honor, Lithian, how did you pick your hero talents for Fury?
I did the same thing you did, right? But I also think Mountain Thane is really cool. It has lightning bolts and stuff.
I like the cook. I think
choose Mountain Thane.
Going based on Paladin.
Thane, yeah.
Like, I feel like most classes have one that's just passive, kind of adds on to what they were already doing, and then they have one that changes their gameplay loop a little bit. So like Lightsmith and Herald of the Sun. But the problem is like, for example, I really like Lightsmith, but it's tuned so bad that like you're not really playing it. So I'm playing Herald of the Sun, but it's also not interesting to play because it doesn't really change up anything. So it's a good cook. I just think they need to work on it a bit more if they want it to feel as like how they want it to feel. Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to be able to play the game how I want to play the game and have some options and still be able to compete, right? And what Scrap was saying is true. If you try to play that other hero talent, you're not going to be able to compete very well compared.
Let's define compete. Let's define compete.
Well, okay, yeah, you can compete. You just won't be at the top of the meters. Like Tempest, 100%. You're gonna burst, and that burst is gonna carry your meter. I don't know the other one, but I'm sure the other one is probably a little bit more flat.
Totem.
I think it's
totemic.
Yeah, it's totemic, but I don't know what the gameplay. I don't know anything.
Let's be clear.
Shaman,
Scrap's at the bottom of the meters, right? She's playing the quote unquote only spec or only hero talent, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
She hasn't even tried the other one to see like what the difference would be anyways. And you're
Well, I
telling
heard
me
said
that it's a
don't,
failure
so-
because someone out in the world told you to think one way and you're only thinking that way.
I'm saying it's a failure as a gimmick because it's not a gimmick. It's just what we already had, which
No,
is
but
talent.
that's not the gimmick's fault. That's your fault. You went to a
And-
website and let them tell you what to do.
If we were in like a perfect world, I think the ideal scenario would be, let's say, okay, I'm doing Dawnbreaker. That's going to be a better dungeon for this hero talent, or I'm doing the raid. That's going to be better for this hero talent, or we're going to go do Priory. That's better for this
You
hero
think
talent.
that's the perfect world?
Yeah,
I
it
think
would be cool.
better.
It would be
Well,
cool to
No,
kind of like
I'd say it'd be
vary your
better if you
playstyle.
chose it based off the theme you like.
Well, that would be the
yeah,
best.
that's what I want. Is
would-
I want to play the game and I want it to look and feel the way that is most thematically, I don't know, entertaining for me.
Yeah.
But
Hold on.
Can we
Did you want to
acknowledge-
add anything to that?
sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think it just sucks that, you know, it always comes down to, I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, you can obviously forget the tuning, and if you really want to play Lightsmith. But I just feel like, you know, a lot of people are gonna feel that pressure of, okay, I want to play what's the best, and they're gonna play it. And I think it would be cool if you could have the option to be like, well, it makes sense to do this in this scenario, but
get
it'd be
that,
better
yeah,
to
yeah.
do this in this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
That'd be where
have that.
tuning is the greatest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hold on, I wanna address this though because I'm surprised hearing this from Lithian and Scrap. And then, honestly,
No,
you too.
I've said it all along. I've said
Shut
it
up, Scrap.
forever. Why are you surprised? Okay.
I'll
But
tell
I
you
have said
why.
it
I didn't
forever.
get a chance to explain myself before you immediately started defending yourself.
Go on then. Go on.
So, since Shadowlands, Scrap, you've played either Fury Warrior, which has never been meta, or Survival Hunter, which has been meta only once and then otherwise has been dog shit doo-doo. Okay?
Yes.
Lithian played Blood DK and Guardian. Guardian has not been meta maybe but once, and I don't even think you were taking that season. Maybe
no,
you
I
were.
was. I was. I just didn't take advantage.
Blood wasn't meta but once, and again, I don't think you tanked Blood that season, right?
No, I didn't.
And then on top of that, you played Warlock well, I'd argue, when Warlock wasn't meta. You play Holy Paladin. Holy Paladin has been meta in Mythic Plus for a while now, right?
I've
Go on.
Or no, I was gonna say I played Holy Paladin back when in raid we didn't even really use our spenders unless we had 2 stacks of Blessing of Dawn because our mana costs were horrible. So I'm being a bit of a hypocrite.
The three of you have all gone against what Wowhead has told you to do, which was play the meta, right?
Right.
I played Arcane in Shadowlands when no one was playing it. Right?
Yeah.
I play Mistweaver as my favorite healer, and I'm, again, maybe not able to do the top of the top of the top. None of us are anywhere close to that problem. So, Scrap, my question to you is, why are you letting Wowhead tell you which one to pick?
Because I want to play my class to the best of its performance.
But you aren't doing that because you're not playing whatever meta
I'm playing
is right
my
now.
class to the best of its performance. But
Your class
I do feel like
is enabled by its hero talent. That is thematically your class.
yeah, so I play the best hero talent that my class can do. I don't want to like play my class and like obstinately be like, well, I actually like this talent over this talent, and I don't want to take my cooldown. Like you can make a talent build where you don't take a cooldown. Like,
Sure,
but
yeah.
like I'm not gonna do that. I want to play it well. You know.
But haven't you proven by playing Fury Warrior when it's nowhere close to meta that you can play it well by beating everyone that you ever play with?
Well, okay. But remember when she was playing Fury Warrior and she was vibing her talents and they were so bad?
I was in the wrong
Okay.
covenant. Well, that's what I wanted to. Hold on. Wait.
Okay, go on.
Can I make a quick point?
Yeah.
When I was first playing Fury Warrior in Shadowlands, I was playing in the incorrect covenant because I thought it was cool. And I just want to bring to everybody's attention, do you remember when they announced hero talents and people were like, it's just going to be just like covenants? And they're like, it's not going to be like covenants. You're going to be able to actually pick. And then it's exactly like fucking covenants.
No, and here's why it's not. Scrap.
Okay, why is it
Sarah
not?
was a fucking Night Fae Paladin.
She was a tank. It doesn't. If you're a tank, you can do whatever you want.
No, it doesn't, because Divine Toll and at the time, the Venthyr one was really good.
Yep.
They were so much better, not only for tanking, right, but also for damage. And she still was vibing the way she wanted to. And we were doing, maybe not portal keys at the time, but we probably could have if, a season later when we were getting sweaty. My point is this. You can play it well, Scrap. And in fact, I'd even argue that when we set our minds to playing the classes and blah, blah, blahs or whatever that we like, we do better because we zone into what we enjoy, not what Wowhead says is the meta. Now,
Frank,
can
I
they do
want
the
to-
same thing?
Okay, go
Yes, they can, just because you got lucky, right? But everyone telling me that the hero talents are not viable. If you can get into the key and do things and not die, then you are viable. Maybe not
Frank,
as viable as you want to.
Didn't you change your hero talents on your Arcane Mage recently?
Yes, and I hate it. I'm switching back.
Oh, okay, you're switching back. We'll
Yeah.
see. But why did you change? Because thematically you thought I should change?
No, because the tier set looked awesome, and I now regret it.
Oh, okay, because it was performing well.
No, I didn't say it's performing well. I said it looked awesome.
Okay.
The tier set is pretty awesome for
Right?
Sun Fury.
Scrap.
I do think that
Go on, sorry.
you're good. I do think that picking a class is different than the hero talent thing in terms of like, you don't play a meta class, you play the class you like, because I think a lot of people have an identity with the class and they enjoy the play style.
Yeah,
But-
playstyle.
But I think that hero talents are a bit different because we're talking about some of them, like for example, like Lightsmith's really good for prop paladin, but for holy paladin, like I think I was made a tweet like showing the actual numbers it has, and it just doesn't feel fun to play because it doesn't feel like it has any impact compared to the other one. And I think that you can look at like a class and what it does and think, I like the class, I like the fantasy, and I want to play that. But then when it comes down to like those little like bells and whistles of
The button pressing of awkwardness.
yeah, do I want little P beams that come out and touch people, or do I want to put a shield on somebody? Like those are the kind of the negotiable things where it's
Sure.
like I don't care either way. I just want to be a warrior of the light, healing people and doing damage.
I agree.
So,
Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
Let's be clear. If there is a hero talent that you thematically love and you want to play it, but it feels bad, not because like the DPS numbers or whatever, but it's just like, oh, this just doesn't feel, it's clunky or it's not unfun, whatever, right? Like the same way I feel about dot classes with affliction, right?
Mhm.
That's a different story, but that's more of just like, okay, well, how did the theme and the gameplay get messed up? And of course they can try to go fix that, which I would
How'd
encourage.
you pick your hero talents on your Aflock?
I'll be 100% honest, Scrap. I don't know because I don't care about warlocks at all. I don't want to be a warlock. I hate every bit of it. So I picked Wowhead because I just want to get out of this competition.
Okay, so I'm not going to argue about it. But what I want you to do, just for me, and then I will never argue about it again. I want you to put a poll at the end of this episode that says, "Be honest. Why did you pick your hero talents?"
No,
option one.
Whoa,
Hold on,
I'm not arguing that. No. I'm not arguing that, Scrap. I'm challenging it. I'm challenging that mindset.
But do you think they were successful in doing what they set out to do, to create things that were play thematically?
You know why?
And also not covenants.
But you know why?
Yeah.
Because of us. We are the problem. That's my argument.
I ain't the problem. They designed it.
You are the problem, Scrap.
No,
and again,
oh.
because
No, I ain't the
you'll
problem.
take
No, I ain't the
Scrap.
problem.
Here's why. Here's why.
They said-
Because
they
you'll take
said-
3 steps towards your destination, and then on the 4th step, you'll go, well, now I should ask Wowhead.
Frank,
it doesn't make sense to me at all.
They promised us this wouldn't be like covenants. How is this different from covenants?
You're not locked to it. You can change it whenever you want. You
can change covenants whenever you wanted.
Hold on. Yeah, but that was the problem with covenants. Once they fixed that, it wasn't a problem anymore. People liked covenants by the end of Shadowlands.
I think when they said like it wasn't gonna be like covenants, they meant that the tuning wasn't gonna be like you had to pick a
that's
certain
not what
thing.
that's not what they meant at all. They literally said you can switch it at any point you want. That's what they said.
Frank, I gotta give you, it's an L take. It's an L take.
Hero
talents are good.
No.
No.
I just
want to verify. They haven't
actually, I
said
shouldn't say
anything.
that. Sorry, go ahead.
They haven't said anything about how talents are going to be in the
Yes,
next one yet. That's what the original subject was, right? Yeah. So I think I like the zone and everything is carrying a lot of the hype for me, but I do think I would be disappointed if there wasn't any kind of shakeup in that, because if it's just adding more talents for like the next 10 levels, then I would be interested to see if they're just building a different tree in there. Are they going to add another set of hero talents to things, like another type of one?
Yeah, I would think that they're probably going to veer off of doing any of that, and they might just say, you know what, guys, like, we know this isn't the best idea to just keep adding numbers. Okay, I got to take a timeout real quick. Scrap, You are slowly melting into the bottom left corner of your
Hold
screen.
on. Okay, hold on. Let me move. Hold on.
Anyways, okay. So
How's this better?
yeah, fine. So what I agree with you, Iaski, is that like we obviously don't know anything just yet, but I don't think adding more points or adding more talents is the right answer. People are getting fatigued just by the idea of like defensive bloats, and if I add more talents, it adds more buttons. Is that necessary? You know, we've talked about that before, so I don't think that's necessarily the idea. I also think that if they were to say, hey, this expansion's feature is we're going to go back and look at the thematic hero talents, right? Because this was hero talents were supposed to be and I put in air quotes evergreen for the World Soul Saga, and say, okay, so hunters as an example, Scrap, you don't like your owl, you don't like your what you have the pack leaders, your other one,
yep.
You don't like those two. We
The
need
thing
to
is, I
rethink
think
those. Let's rethink them, right?
I think the pig one is cooler thematically, but the owl is just like, that's not hunters, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that.
What part of the owl is not hunters?
No, it's sentinel, so it's like a night elf, a warden owl. Like it's supposed to be like the kind of like the wardens, but they're like not hunters. I don't know why they decided to hunter code that. You know what I mean?
Hunter
Like what Maev is. I guess she's like a hunter. Well, she's
like,
a demon hunter.
In Warcraft 3, aren't the night elves on the like the tigers? I can't remember what they're called. Aren't they the ones that have the sentinel?
Sentinels?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the connection. I haven't played those games in like 20 years, so
yeah, but you seem
I don't
to be
remember.
making assertions as if you know what they are.
But I just feel it's a bit weird for me as like a Tauren hunter to be like all like have like a warden owl is weird. Now the Rexar thing is cool. Like the other one is like Rexar themed, and he is a survival hunter, so that's sick. Now I don't know what other survival hunters from the story they can pull from, but and then Dark Black Arrow is supposed to be like a Sylvanas-y type of hunter, I think. Like so. But on that point, I'm getting sidetracked on hunter talent specifically. I think if they just did hero talents and they're like, here's 2 other heroes in the story that we're basing these gimmicks off, I think that would be serviceable. You know, I'm just kind of eye roll on it. Like they have to change up the gameplay a little bit. I'm happy with them being like, the gimmick's just hero talents again. Like, fucking get over it. There hasn't been a gimmick I've liked. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what's the Bower power for Bower power?
Well, they're trying to avoid the borrowed power.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Reshi wraps are the way that I think they're approaching borrowed power now is by season, not by
Frank,
expansion.
can I just have one small beef that it might be sidetracking a little bit, but when gearing my character, I hate the borrowed power. I hate the
Let's just refer to it as bar power from now on.
The bar power. So like right now the bar power we have is the belt and the wraps and the cloak, right? But then we also have to have
tier sets.
Well, and yes, that's what I'm getting to, Frank. I'm getting to. So we have 2 things. We have a belt and a
This was going to be a next week episode topic, but okay, we'll talk about it.
Really quick, this is just a team. We have 4 tier sets. I can't lift my other hand because it's on the
items,
button. 4 tier items. So we're up to 6 items, then 2 to 3 crafted pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least 2 embellishments, yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 rings.
You're forgetting
and a
one more.
neck.
You're forgetting one more.
What?
The boots.
What am I forgetting? Oh, and the boots. Okay, so what piece of gear am I excited to get from the fucking raid?
Well, if you're a caster, you get the weapon set that includes a weapon and I think a trinket.
Just the ropeness.
That is cool. I'd like to see them do more of that.
So I've never been the kind of person who chases.
Set item, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna say I've never been the kind of person who chases like, this is my BIS boot, so I need to have that boot. I get whatever boot is mythic, and I'll be okay, and I'll readjust, I'll rebalance. Like, I need to have more mastery.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind if you finish this sentence with saying I don't want to be chasing the BIS.
No, but I feel like I don't want to chase.
Yeah, you fucking just told me how you want to go to Wowhead and get the best fucking. I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
Can I explain why it's different? Because I want to, when I get that chest at the end of a dungeon, when I get that thing in the raid, be excited about getting a boot. Whereas now I'm like, oh, I got a boot, but I actually need the better boot.
I don't know what to tell you, Scrap. I
got 3
You're
belts
upset
last
that the
week.
people go to Wowhead to find out the best optimization, but then when you get a best optimization of what your items are, you're like, well, I want the best optimization, but I'm not happy about getting anything else.
No. Sorry, but the
No.
bar par and the 4 set are non-negotiable.
Don't use them. No, they are negotiable.
Okay,
Don't use
you're
them.
being insane.
So-
You're being insane to say you don't have to have a 4 set.
Tier set's
like,
non-negotiable. I'll
tier
give you
set,
that.
yeah. And the
tier
bar
set
par,
is-
and you need the crafted gear. You
Bar.
have to have the crafted gear. You have to
Crafted
have the
gear is a
embellishment.
1%
Yes, you do.
difference. It's not. It's a 1% difference, Scrap.
Oh my god, you need the embellishment. It's for
No,
you.
I do not use embellishments on 2 out of the 3 characters I'm playing right now.
Yeah, but you don't play them very well.
Oh,
You don't
Oh.
need the
I
embellishment, but I mean,
literally
if
was
you-
about to just throw my camera and just
Don't do it,
yeet
don't
it
do it.
across this fucking basement I'm in.
Hey,
Thank
Io,
God I've
Io,
moved
that's a
house
TikTok
so that I can
moment.
scream at you right now.
Io, there's
TikTok
your
moment.
TikTok
Oh
moment
my
right there.
But to kind of piggyback off what Scrap said, not to get too obviously on the topic, I think what she's saying and what I think too is I think so much of it is just tied to this is an
Agreed,
easy cloak
agreed.
to get. You
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it by
yeah,
playing the game. You know, you want to be excited about getting loot from stuff, and when it's
Yep.
like for example, last weekend in the raid, you know, the boots dropped and a DPS got it obviously because we're trying to get them geared up. And he had actually won a pair of boots earlier in the raid that he didn't equip specifically if he got the boots, and he gave
Sure.
them to me. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, they're an eye level upgrade, and I'll wear them, but it's just like I'd rather I'd just wait
You
and
wish you won
buying
that.
time. Until
No,
get,
I want to
get
be
the-
I want to be clear. I agree with Scrap's assessment. My problem isn't the assessment. My problem is her confliction of
No,
wanting to have
the
Wowhead
game-
tell her what to do versus not wanting to have to tell Wowhead what best slot is, you know?
This is
But
coming
anyways,
from a different
we're not
place.
going to go down
where,
that path, Scrap. We're not
But
going
just, let me just one thing put a bow on it. This is coming from a place
gonna-
where when I was doing Mythic Plus this week, I was
This is
getting
gonna give me an
heroic
aneurysm.
items.
incoming
Yeah,
aneurysm.
no,
Here
no.
we go.
I was getting heroic items, and I was like, oh, an upgrade. And I was like, oh, I can't equip it because it's a tier set. It's like, oh, it's a belt. Oh, I got 3 belts from Delves last week. Oh, it's a cloak from the raid. Like,
yeah,
it's just
they're
like,
nice
oh,
transmogs.
oh, it's a trinket that's bad.
The-
like,
the dude-
it's just disappointing.
Like, I hear you on that. Let me ask you this though: the fact that Blizzard went through and took out all the cloaks in the dungeons and raid, I think is a show that they're saying, okay, well, if we do this now, granted, they need to tune the belt back down, right?
Yeah.
That
can
is
have a
the
belt
problem
again.
here is that they didn't nerf the belts because they're that powerful.
Yeah,
That
like
is,
they did with the
that is
rings.
something that can still happen now. I think they should do it, right?
Mhm.
However, it's also not the end of the world because once you get in the myth track area, the myth track are supposed to be a little bit better. I'm not certain of that. Every class is different, obviously, but you will probably replace it with a vault belt, okay?
So here's something, not to break it off, but maybe a take that people don't agree with. I'm kind of over tier sets because these first 2 weeks are so stressful to try to get your pieces, and it so comes down to luck. Like, you can do everything you need to do. And poor Lithian, he's got 2 3 sets on both his characters, and I have 2 4s, and I didn't do anything different than him. It just come down to luck. So for a whole nother week, he doesn't get to have fun, like in his mind, right? But I like the idea of tier set, of that every season I get to play my character a little different. Like, there's just like a little difference. And may see a tier set that I'm like, ooh, I like the DK tier set. I want to try it out. Can there be a different way other than we need 4 fucking pieces to make it happen? Can it be part of the borrowed power maybe?
I'm so blown away by this. It's like,
why? These are all good takes.
Look, no,
people are gonna agree with every single one of my takes.
Slow down.
But
I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying it's a bad take, okay?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm blown away by the idea that Blizzard, if I were a dev right now, I'd be fucking crying because it's like, all right, tier sets are really cool. Everyone goes, wow, look how it's changing the way I play my character, whatever,
yes,
right?
I like that.
Cool. And then people said, well, I'm taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks to get my tier set. So they say, cool, totally understand. We're going to make a catalyst system to make sure that you get your tier by no later than week 4 or whatever it may be, right?
Yep.
If you're playing the game you're supposed to be like the way you're playing. And then that was enough. They said, well, hold on. And it's like, okay, fine. When you get KSM or when you get, AOTC, we're going to give you another tier piece no matter what. And then they're like, yeah, but that's still not enough. Okay, fine. The last boss is always going to drop 1 that you can use for whatever fucking slot you want. Scrap.
Yeah.
You just said that people are getting 4 set in the first fucking week of the season.
What I'm saying is that it feels unfair to me because I don't get it.
So
It's very unfair to me.
here.
It's
There's
unfair
2
to me,
choices,
yeah.
Scrap, right? There is either eliminate tier, which I think is a bad idea.
Bad idea. I agree.
Or you're just saying give us all tier all at once, which I think is also a terrible
Just
idea.
give it to
Just
us
give
at
each
the same
class a
time.
campaign
Lithian,
quest or
I'm
something.
sorry you've had some bad luck.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, yeah.
It is
Yeah.
shitty, but in the next week, you will probably have your 4 set.
Yeah,
Probably.
But if I'm looking forward
I
at
don't
the
want to
next
promise because
expansion,
God knows like things will be upside
yeah, I
down.
know. Who knows what'll happen?
Jinx him.
I got a token first week. But in the next expansion, I don't want to deal with tier sets. I don't want to deal with borrowed powers. I'd rather have some change in the way they manage the gameplay loop on top of how they manage gearing, and I don't want to be dependent on specific items to be at the top end of the damage meter if I'm playing damage, or for survivability as a tank. I just want to be able to play the game and have fun and be able to just grow my character over time and not have to, I hate farming trinkets. Oh my gosh.
I was just about to say there's some specificity of gear that I don't mind. Like I think farming trinkets is like, I wish trinkets were more even, like, but when you look at the graphs, there's normally 1 or 2 that are absolutely run away with the charts.
Oh yeah.
But like I wish that trinkets were designed so that it's like, oh, I like to be, what was that stupid store meters boon? Like I like that risk and
I was
reward.
gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring up how I love your like wow head. I gotta make sure I'm doing the right thing. When 2 seasons ago you literally were running.
It could be.
I'm genuinely gonna vomit in a second. Please stop.
What was it? What was the other one?
I don't know.
The
it was her
torch.
cop out.
She ran the double. She ran the double.
I ran grief torch and I ran grief torch and storm meters boon.
I might pass out.
I'm saying I wish
scrap.
I wasn't
you know
punished
the
for
nights where we would stay up
that.
till 5 or 6 just shouting and arguing.
Yeah.
You are entering that territory. Be careful.
Well, at least you're gonna make $17 from this one.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
speaking of giving out switches, I have to pay for your fucking microphone, so don't start.
Yeah, we're still in the negative on the podcast.
Okay. Let's get back on track here. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Okay.
Back on track.
Lithian, I hear you. I don't know if I agree with you. I love chasing tier because it's one of those things where you don't get me wrong, like picking up your weapon, you kind of feel like that DPS increase quickly. But picking up boots, picking up even like your shoulders and your head and your pants or whatever, I don't usually see the immediate, like taking off of DPS. Okay. I'm surprised. Take the trinkets out for a second because I can understand where you come from there, but we'll talk about that in just a second. I'm surprised to hear chasing down the pants and the helm and all that stuff because like a week in, all of us have KSM, so we can catalyze 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Now, Lithian, you had bad luck on your vaults 2 weeks in a row. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So that sucks, but it isn't common, right?
Well, my point about the tier pieces is that they put all these other items into the game that fit in those tier slots, and you're not going to use them. You're going to turn them into tier pieces.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
And why even put in the effort outside of just creating some transmog for people?
Well, hold on. Let's talk about a solution then.
Yeah.
What if they drop the tier set requirement from 4 to 3?
Great.
Here's why I'd say this, because current state right now, one of your tier items, there's 5, one of them can be interchangeable. So to your point, why do they make these chests? Why do they make these pants? Well, the reason why is because of your 5 tier pieces, one of them doesn't have a good stat priority for you. So you're not going to wear the helm, and therefore you need helms, and that's why they exist, right? So they need to exist. We all agree, yeah?
Sure.
Now, if you're saying, but I don't like the idea that I'm wasting so many of them, then okay, maybe dropping the tier set requirement to 3 would, 1, solve the tier acquisition you need that you're so worried about, but 2, also...
3 is an odd number, though. You don't want that.
Yeah, make it 2. Make it 2. Just 2.
Okay. We're not going to talk anymore about the tier, but let's talk about trinkets then, right?
Yeah.
Now,
that's
I agree
tough.
with you, because like I had to do Dark Flame Clef last season for like, I think I did like 25 of them before I got my trinket. We all know in Dragonflight, I had to do, what was that, Azure Vaults or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Where I had to do it like 40 times and I didn't get it until the very end. Literally everyone was getting it around me and it's just driving me crazy. So I know that pain. But at the same time, it's what like, I mean, I played the game for like 40 hours that week. I may have been frustrated, but I was having fun still. You don't find that like treasure hunt being good?
I don't mind doing dungeons and not getting loot right away and having to do a little bit. The issue is the trinket farming is sometimes a bit excessive, and it's a little bit too much. And then it gets to the point where it's just repetitive. Like, I have to keep doing this dungeon over and over and over again until I get this one trinket. And I mean, they could solve it by balancing the power of the trinkets out across different dungeons and different trinkets, but that's also kind of not as much fun, because you want that trinket from Azure Vaults back in the day, it would boost your ability to do damage quite a lot. I got it on my Warlock the first week, by the way.
What's quite a lot? Let's define that again.
It's a percentage, right?
A 1%, 2%?
I can't remember how much that one was.
Let's say yes, just for the sake of argument, right?
Yeah, let's say it's 2%, right?
Okay.
Where were you going with that?
Well, I was going to let you finish your thought. This is where I'm going. What I don't understand is Scrap, and I'm not saying you, but I'm going to use you as an example because you say the trinket, right? We talk about this idea that I have to min-max my WoW head talent tree, and I have to get my tier sets, and I have to, but then Scrap will stop at min-maxing her gear choice from there.
Frank,
where is that disconnect happening?
Frank, I don't want to hold on real quick.
She thinks she's maxed out.
I don't want to send Frank to the moon, but I have never farmed a trinket ever. I just get the trinket when it comes.
I say do that. I say don't farm the trinket.
Yeah,
right?
that's a better approach.
Eventually, I'll have a bag full of sack broods, and it's normally like 2 weeks in. Eventually
You're making
I'll
people
get
who
it.
need sack brood right now very upset.
Well, no, but I'm sorry. I meant to say 2 months in.
Okay,
I'll have a whole bag filled with just sack broods.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get the trinket. You don't need that right away. Like you said, it's a 1 to 2 to maybe 5% at the highest end difference.
I agree.
And I don't find farming trinkets fun.
And all the while, there's raid trinkets that are way better that you can't get unless you mythic.
And I don't even raid, like, if for some reason sometimes there's like a raid finder or a normal trinket that's like really good. You won't catch me in normal like doing that. I either get it when we raid or I don't get it.
And yet we talk about how you have to play WoWhead instead of WoW because you decide that you have to be as optimal as possible, but you're not being as optimal as possible.
You brought this up at the beginning, but like, I'm only going to do it as long as I enjoy it. And it's very easy bar for me to just look up on WoWhead, read the guide.
True.
Like,
yes,
I want to learn how
enough.
to play a spec as good as possible. And like, so I go to the WoWhead guide, I watch a video or something, and if they tell me you got to do this, I'm like, hey, I got to do that. Like, but
I just can't wrap my head around this logic. I don't
trinket. I'll tell you,
that.
This is the logic. I don't trinket farm. I do look at WoWhead. I get my tier sets. And what was the thing I don't do that you're bothered by?
It's beyond you not trinket farming. You vibe trinket, right? Like you DPS max min, and then you vibe trinket.
I have vibe trinketed. I don't often do that. Like, I really like
bullshit.
Pretty good trinkets to vibe with,
and that totem one where you turn into an air elemental.
There hasn't been
in a while though.
Yeah, they haven't introduced any good vibe trinkets.
You don't like the football trinket?
No, I hated it. It was so annoying. You know what trinket I hated last season is the one from Dark Flame Clef that was like a fucking car like flying at your face.
Oh my gosh.
I got that one early just as like an upgrade, and I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Like, I was always jumping in the car.
Let's put a bow on this because I'm sure we got a lot to talk about with Xal'atath.
Let's end the derailment.
If there is something that you were hoping they would revamp or refresh going into midnight, am I hearing you guys correctly? It's items and not doing predetermined slots.
That's just a small wish of mine. Like, I'm not going to be butthurt if they don't do that.
For me either, honestly.
It's an improvement.
Is there anything higher than that?
For midnight, the only thing I really care about is the story.
Okay.
What we started on with the what's going to be the new gimmick. I don't think they're good at making gimmicks, like especially if it's like they're just going to do some other
gimmick in just a second.
Well, they're just going to do some other twist on new talent. So there's a new way to play your class. They do that every time. I'm expecting that in some way, shape, or form. I'm not going to get hyped over it because I'm expecting it. Like, give me the new expansion. You got to give me something new to play my character with. Like, that's in the contract, I think, that I signed at some point.
In the contract.
I'm not going to get excited about that. You have to do that. That's my opinion.
All right. What's next?
What's next?
Sorry, go ahead.
Here's the new
Yeah,
gimmick.
everyone else's opinion.
Here's the new gimmick, okay? So
well, I was saying the talent gimmick. I'm not talking about like the Delve Torghast.
so this is a new system called Prey, right? Where apparently while you're out in the open world, so again, I feel like this is a very Delve-esque like audience, let's say. You'll talk to this guy in Murder Row, and he will have like a prey that you like choose, and it will like randomly attack you at any time while you're out in the world. There's like different levels of difficulty. I think there's like normal, heroic, and mythic or whatever. Yeah, normal, hard, and nightmare. There you go.
Nightmare.
And apparently, like if you're on the, I guess the nightmare, you can also get walled off. So whatever you're doing, like you'll get trapped in this wall where you are ambushed by this guy and you have to kill it. Now, well,
you don't like it?
I like the idea, I like the concept, right? But I'm worried that like Delves. Okay, we haven't had a chance to talk about Princess Kaiveza as a Delve boss, right? Apparently, a banger
has
boss.
any of us attempted it? Because
No,
I haven't.
but apparently everyone's in
haven't.
love with it. Everyone likes it, so cool. I'm happy, and that's great. We'll talk about that next week.
I liked all the Delve bosses, even the really buggy one. I think without the bugs, it was good.
But this sounds like it's, and again, it's maybe targeted to someone else, and that's fine. But this sounds like it's going to be like more of an annoyance than anything. Like you're just
I
minding your own
understand you
business.
don't have to sign up for one, right?
Sure. But then like, what's the point? You know, like why are we making this?
Well, you get cosmetics. Didn't you see those cool mounts? They showed them in the video just now.
Didn't you see the cool mounts, Frank?
They just showed them. They were like cool eels or something.
I want to know what the fun gameplay loop is, I guess.
Oh,
It's like you're. Oh, go ahead, Io.
I could see if you're someone who, you know, you're kind of a little bored of some monotony, you're just doing your weekly quest to get your Koresh rep or something to eventually get your augment rune, and then, you know, you're just like, whatever, I'm doing this world quest, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, super hard boss fight, all right, I gotta lock in real quick. Like I could see that being a thing of it, just
it could make doing weeklies more fun.
change it up real quick. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think they want you to have a little bit more fun in the open world, and so they want to ambush you with this prey system
with more here's the way I look at it. And
I like
again,
it.
I'm not an open worlder, so I'm not speaking on behalf of apparently the community out there that loves Delves, right? Because I just don't like Delves that much. I when I'm out and doing world quests, when I'm out, you know, doing any quest for that matter, I'm kind of trying to be efficient. Now, again, the first time I'm doing them, I want to hear like the lore and all that stuff. That's fine. But like if I'm out there trying to get a world quest done, the last thing I want to do is be stopped and make me do like a 5-minute encounter or whatever it might be.
Sure.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, no, I want like
I feel like
Maybe this is for me.
it feels like war mode for people who aren't into PvP. Like
that's a good way to frame it.
Tense, like, oh man, I'm just doing my weekly. Oh no, opposite faction. Oh, we got to get into a war, but it's just, you know, a boss or something.
Well, so that's my biggest concern, and granted we'll have to wait and see it live, but like if it's just a mob that isn't the Kaiveza level of I have to do something as opposed to just kill it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If it has a fun gameplay like loop like that, then cool, great. But if it's just like this mob comes in and makes your day a little harder, then again, I just don't see the fun loop out of that. This
doesn't seem like gimmick level either. Like this just seems like a fun little extra world quest type thing. I hope they're not leaning on this hard. Like this is a Delve tier or Torghast tier or whatever the fuck. Like
I think
this is fun, but
this is supposed to be like the Delve thing of this expansion. It sounds like.
This seems like kind of a nothing to me, though.
Well,
I like the idea of it, but
if you want little trinkets and knickknacks for your house, then you need to go do this.
Yeah, you need to do this, Frank. If you want the knickknacks,
you need it. What are you gonna put on your shelves, bro?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's look at it from that perspective, right? I want the floating book here or whatever in my home. Okay. So I turn this feature on for a week. I don't know how long. Let's just say a week. I get my book and then I turn it off and never see it again. Now, granted, that's maybe how I approach Delves at the same time, but but at least with Delves, I'm looking at gear as a result of it too. Like I got my Warlock got hero track tier this week because of Delves. So like I saw the value of doing them and going forward with it. But Is this an expansion
look at
defining
those
like
knickknacks.
evergreen? Again, the idea is that they said they're trying to make more evergreen stuff. Like, is this something that's
Yeah.
just people are going to be like, oh man, I'm pumped about this feature?
It might be really fun. I'm
hope
gonna
it
be
is. I hope
positive
it
for
is.
once, and I'm just picturing like, oh, I have to do my world quest for the week, but like, yeah, I don't do that
Well,
personally. But it's like, oh, I'm gonna make it a little exciting, and like I'm doing a world quest, and I'm like, oh, is he coming? Oh, is the guy coming? Like, it's just exciting, a little bit more exciting.
I listened to another podcast earlier today, and they enjoy the open world stuff and a lot of the delves and a lot of those things that, like, we get into keys and we were trying to push IO and everything else. They enjoy the way they were talking about it. They enjoy a lot of that open world stuff that just happens where a lot of the player base is doing those low level delves, the world quests, and they want to build their rep and they want to do the. Maybe IO enjoys the lore behind some of the stuff. I don't know, but it's like there's a community out there for this.
I don't doubt that.
It's just
and it's bigger than we.
it's just not us.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
I'm
Well,
not
I
gonna do it.
want an excuse to be out in the open world too. Like they took archaeology away and they took all the things that I like to do in game with the open world. Like I don't find much reason to like fly around and do mining or herbs anymore. I don't really get to enjoy the world because I'm just porting from dungeon to dungeon.
Yeah.
I would like more excuses to enjoy the world.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
go
it would
on,
be cool too if there's, you know, one that's really hard and someone comes to your house and you just have their head up on your wall and they're like, "Oh, you killed that when that was that's so cool." So
That guy's head.
Yeah, get that guy's head.
Okay. Well, the reason why I asked this is because delves are obviously returning. We talked quickly about that. There's only 7 delves coming in the new expansion. And granted, they could maybe be withholding.
How
some
many is
information
in
there.
War Within?
We started with 12, if I remember correctly. We're up to
Oh, okay.
15.
So I think starting with 7's not too bad.
It's almost half of what they started with in its
Yeah, but
launch event.
yeah,
I could see it
I don't care.
being a situation where they know they have a community for it, but they know it's not everyone's cup of tea, so they'd rather just make 7 really tight, good ones that everyone can
Cool.
consistently
Okay.
run
I can vibe with
than
that.
you know
I can vibe
than
with
just being like, oh hey, we have a lot of them, and people are like, well, we're not really engaging half of them, especially because I know like the underwater ones, especially I won't touch those.
I skipped those. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they took the water
do it.
out of the underwater ones.
Did they?
Oh,
I didn't
really?
even
Yeah.
know that. That's how not
Yeah,
engaged.
In fairness, though,
I saw it
if you were to put a video of like 5 of the delves side by side, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know Fungal Folly.
Yeah, but like if
It's
I
right
put,
around the corner.
scrap, if I put
I
up a
don't
delve
even-
right now, and
No, I'm just gonna say no before you even finish the sentence. I don't do delves. Like, and that's what I'm like 7 to 12. Like, I can't name 7 delves. I can't name 4 delves. Like, so
yeah, but
to
again,
me,
we're not the
Well,
audience.
yeah, but to me, 7 feels like enough. Like, there's gonna be 7 delves I don't remember instead of
If it's
There's
quality
like-
over quantity, then okay, fair enough.
yeah, quality over
One or-
quantity. I accept.
There's like 1 or 2 from season 1 that are memorable, but I think especially the last couple seasons, the Azure Vault one's pretty good. The Side Street Sleuths is good, and I liked the one where they were digging where the Black Blood was, and I think it shows like as time's gone on, they've gotten better at being like, okay, we're only gonna add 2, but they're gonna be really good, and so I think if they do that, that could be more better than them just being like, okay, here's
Okay.
12 just because we need to fill the map.
But the one that they added this season, do you think it's a good delve?
I haven't.
I don't
done it.
mind it. I like it because it's quick. I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I like it.
But now you're doing
don't
it as
wanna,
a chore.
like,
It's
doing
Torghast.
different. Yeah, But
Well, I only did it
careful.
for the first week.
Careful.
Literally,
Careful,
Scrap It was
Frank.
called chore gas. Don't start with me.
I remember it differently.
Look,
We had
okay,
fun.
on that side, Scrap, I'm not arguing that they could have done amazing things with Torghast. They could have, yes, but they
I think
didn't.
they did.
They did great things. It was
It's better
great.
than delves. Better than delves.
No,
I
but I
do
mean, like,
think-
but like to Io's point, like it's good because it's fast, not because it's quality. You know?
I
Targas
think
was quality.
Delve scratches an itch for a certain part of the player base, and I
Sure,
do
sure.
think that it wouldn't hurt for them to also maybe have something that scratches the itch for the other end of the player base, like a Horrific Visions, something that they could do
Ooh.
too. But
Oh,
I like horrific
Uh,
visions.
but I there could be room for both.
Yeah.
But
I agree
I
with
will
you.
say-
I'm worried that that's not happening. I guess is what I'm trying.
Just
yeah,
just to revisit my opinion on Delves, I'm less hot on Delves as I was at the beginning of the expansion, where I was like really pissed because I kept comparing it to Torghast. Now that I've, engaged with Delves a little bit, like thinking about the Delve, I'm like, this is enjoyable. Like just doing it when it's kind of difficult, when I'm trying to do the 11s on my wheel or the 12, I don't know, is it the highest? I'm like, this is kind of a little bit difficult. Like I kind of have to play my character and know all the buttons, and I'm less hot on Delves. I just think they could be pushed further, like bringing in Torghast powers again. I think
would
would be
like
the
to
perfect
see
improvement.
them balancing it better, because trying to do some delves on my rogue was miserable compared to doing it on something like my paladin or my
dude.
mage.
Super
It's so hard.
Dude, I went into a delve on my warlock, which by the way was like item level 640 because I just hit level 80 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, if I pulled 4, it was like a problem, but if I pulled 3, I was okay almost all the time, right? I went in on my mage, which was giga geared from last season. If I pulled 2, I was in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let me tell you about my hunter. When the first season, when delves were like really hard and I was pushing really high, you know how I got through the highest tier delve? I fucking stealth through the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
just
they
with
should do?
take things and feign death. I like engaged with nothing and I just had to brute force through the boss. So yeah, they're not balanced.
You know what they should do? So I think what they really need to do is they need to give Healer Brand an actual spot heal and just give him mana, so that way if you are like under geared, the risk of you doing the delve is that he runs out of mana and then you can't get healed, instead of throwing these potions all over the floor that I'm already like running all over the place that I need to try to run over and pick up.
Especially on those like hard bosses, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're only going to be able to take like 2 or 3 hits to the face anyways. So I think redesigning the companions to help you better would also help with that. And they've done it. I mean, follower dungeons are pretty good if you do those, which I mean, I don't do them a lot, but when I do them, I'm like actually impressed with how the AI works and those they're better than some pugs I play with.
Not surprised.
So,
ooh, look at that cool weapon that guy has.
Nice.
Ooh, it's a bow. I thought it was a
bow.
glaive.
Yeah, he's a sentinel.
Look, I love this T-Rex. Look at this guy.
Where's his owl?
Hold on, look at that's the bat guy form. The cat form is like a wolf.
Yeah, the cat form is really sweet.
I'm noticing new things every time I'm watching it.
Okay, well, we got about a half hour left, Scrap. You want to talk about
We better get
Xal'atath?
into it then, dude. We better get into it.
Can
I introduce it, or do you want to introduce the idea?
You introduce it. I always am the fucking...
I just want to kind of introduce what we've been talking about the past couple weeks, and it's about the story. And what I want to start the topic with is I felt really disappointed the first week of the story of this new patch. I thought it was bad. I don't like teaming up with Xal'atath. I thought it was very hand-waved. It's like, you have to team up with her now. And I felt very disappointed. And a lot of people were saying, like, hey, wait for them to stick the landing. Wait for them to stick the landing. And it brought up a lot of talking. No, they were generalized, but it brought up the topic of conversation of, like, they don't stick landings anymore. Like, each expansion ending is kind of like just the lead in into the next expansion. And now, having watched the spoilers, the Dimensius ending and stuff, and seeing this new cinematic, like, I feel like War Within didn't have a satisfying conclusion. It just had another hook, and I don't even think it was a satisfying hook. I thought again, spoilers, the Xal'atath betraying you was so fucking stupid, because if you do the Xal'atath story, her Xal'atath story is top 3 times I betrayed people. You're doing the quest line, and Illyria's like, dude, I think she's gonna betray us. Like, she just keeps cackling, giggling, like, evilly every time I say something. Like, and Locust Walker's like, no, like, we have it under control. Like, Illyria's like, I'm bailing because she's gonna betray us. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. And then what happens? She betrays us. It just was so disappointing. There was no twist. There was nothing. They were just like, hey, she's gonna betray you, and then she does, and she's just so lame. I
totally didn't see it coming.
No,
I mean,
can we talk? How do you guys feel about the way War Within story has played out?
May I just piggyback off of something real quick? How they're building up Dimensius as like this world-ending threat, and then we go in there. He's not the size of Stormwind. Maybe the encounter is, but he is.
I thought the encounter was
when
cool.
he was shooting his beam out of his chest. He was.
The fight's cool, and you see the cool, like, key art of Illyria staring down at him, and he's looking all ominous, and that's cool. But you know, we beat him. He does like an Anakin Skywalker, no, and he's just gone. And it's just like, you know, you built up this supposedly this world-ending threat, and now it's just, oh yeah, he's gone. Oh, by the way, yeah, this original person. Yeah, it's just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like,
it's just the guy you thought it was going to be at the end.
Yeah,
like we're
exactly.
literally right back where we were at the beginning of War Within. And like it's like I feel like they're saying just wait, like the next thing's coming. We're going to know why Xal'atath tanked Dalaran out of the sky. We're going to know about this dark. We're going to know all these things, all her intentions, all the depth that's lying beneath the surface of her fucking phone sex operator voice and her feet. like
oh no.
I'm sorry, but like the Xal'atath fatigue has hit me like a truck. Like all of a sudden in this one, I'm like, there is nothing to her. She shows no emotions other than snide phone sex voice. Like she basically leads with "I'm gonna betray you," and then she does. There is nothing to her, and I don't have any reason to like want to. People are like, oh, but there might be. I don't have any reason to trust that there might be because I feel like they don't stick any landings and they write piss poor female characters and piss poor villains, and it's been that way for a long time. And so where I've talked about I'm excited about the zones of the next expansion and stuff, I really am to the point of writing the story completely off because it's been so disappointing for so long and they don't stick landings and I don't trust them to do something cool or interesting with it. I'm done with my rant.
Do you want to write for them? We could create the.
I'm sure I could edit. Like I could tell them, "Hey, that's dumb."
Okay, hold on. So I on screen. I've got my Twitter exchange, just one of them, between Lo-Fi Banshee, aka Hi-Fi Banshee, and this actual thread, which is known as Jordan on Twitter, the statistician person who we use a lot of this stuff. So I want to shout out mad respect for this person. However, we disagreed at this. Here's the quote that I had to the point where like, what were they supposed to do? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I literally feel like we're right back to square one with her. Nothing has changed about our understanding of her and her motivations. And we have nothing to show for what we've tried to accomplish in the War Within
You're
story.
so right. You're spitting, okay? Frank.
And, the argument was like, this is flat false. Like, did you do the quests during Koresh and even leading up to New? Like, yeah, I'm not arguing that there wasn't progression of like plot. But there is, what is Xal'atath doing? Can anyone tell me what Xal'atath is doing?
No, and I can't trust the writers to give me a satisfying surprise with that. Like
I wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind, so I opened up the WoW wiki,
everything.
Right? And it is exactly what I remember it to be, right? Mm-hmm. And look, this is granted, this is Wowpedia's entire thing about Xal'atath.
That's her whole biography.
Four paragraphs, we'll call it.
She's a very complex character.
I don't want to cut you off too much, but like I feel like you can write a mysterious character where you're interested in their motive, but like absolutely. I don't trust them to do that because they've failed doing that before, and now they're like doing the worst version of that, where it's like she literally give us nothing.
It's like the Joker from Batman if they just kept doing the same joke over and over and over again, right?
Yeah,
like where he's like and like there's this is okay, so I will refer back to our last time we talked about this, where I said like one of the things that intrigued me very much about where I was hoping they would take the story was this conversation. I think it was on the PTR, but it didn't make it to live. Was what is the void afraid of? And Zvenari, I think, says something about the maw and that the whatever. Point is like I wanted to if Xal'atath was going to take these steps, I wasn't going to be necessarily upset with that. As long as we got to see something, that like the crack in the armor or she got scared about Dementius, or like, she obviously wanted to sort out Dementius because it was a threat to her. But at no point was she like, no, seriously, we need to take this serious. Like she was goofing off the entire time, right?
Yeah.
Obviously winding up Illyria the entire time. And it's like, okay, fine, but that's more of the same, right?
Yep.
And it was not only the most obvious solution or not most obvious play out of what was supposed to happen. Like, I'm more annoyed that Illyria isn't more angry about like, this is exactly what I said. No, but she comes out of the raid. She's like, my mentor, my friend.
She literally was like my mentor and my friend. Well, we had to stop Dementius, I guess. I was like,
sucked.
what?
Dude, I was really picking apart the quest dialogue and shit the first week because I was so upset. But the Illyria's size, like just the hand waving of like we need to team up with Xal'atath. It's like why? Because Locust Walker says so, and Illyria just is like drops everything, all of the momentum from like the first season where you really see her anger building and her fighting the void and stuff, and her literal text was Illyria size, and it was like okay, and she's like okay, I guess we got to team up with Xal'atath now. It was just like they think we're so stupid. Like I was really looking forward to someone like we knew that Xal'atath was going to team up with us, right? I was like, I'm so interested in how they're going to write that. Like, how are they going to write that with Illyria? They've set up an interesting thing where we might have to work with her. And how is that going to, what's Khadgar going to say? He fucking lost his legs over it. And all the mages in Dalaran. It's like, this is going to be really hard. And instead of showing us like any emotion behind this, any difficulty of this, we get Locust Walker says, because I say so, which was based on nothing also, because he fucking exploded and was surprised that he was betrayed. It was based on nothing. And Illyria size. It was terrible.
If they had done it in a way where like Xal'atath actually was like really scared and like, oh my god, I'm so afraid to Dementhius, but actually what she was doing was manipulating us so she could get his power, that would have been a lot more satisfying, I think.
That would have been so satisfying, and it would not have been that hard to do.
Or do like I didn't put this in the tweet, but I don't remember who I was talking to. Like, do the Thanos route where like we know Thanos is bad, but they spent an entire movie showing us like the build up to Thanos's like decision that everything has to be half and like it was done well enough that like you're like, okay, well, I don't like this villain, but I'm like understanding him better. Like again, we have no I don't know what Xal'atath wants. Does she want the World Soul?
You'll find out next expansion.
Yeah, the next one or the one after that. Who knows? Well, what we were talking about, we started to get deep into like storytelling tropes and like writing antagonists and stuff. Because like I had to hash this out. Like I was literally losing my mind at what poor writing decisions they were making. But like we're talking about like okay, good antagonists like is someone you can see why they'd be a protagonist in their own side of the story. And that's like a good antagonist. Now, that's not to say you brought up Raszageth at one point. Like sometimes you can have a mustache twirling, cackling villain. Absolutely. But Raszageth, stayed her welcome. We killed her. We move on. Xal'atath does not have the gravitas to be a expansion spanning.
Some people are arguing against that, right?
People are obsessed with her feet. They can't see past it.
Well, no, I think that she could be if they were drip feeding us something that made us like invest in why she's twirling her mustache, right?
To me, at this point, remember how everybody got Sylvanas fatigue because they wrote her so bad for so long? Like I was a huge Sylvanas fan for a really long time, like up to and including. I'm still
interested in Sylvanas' story.
I
could not be less interested in Xal'atath.
I could write a 3-hour dissertation like podcast on just how they fumbled Sylvanas' story because I know a lot. She was like one of my favorite characters leading into even including Legion and at the beginning of BFA. I thought it was really interesting and stuff, and they just completely they have no idea how to write a morally great character. Like it was so upsetting, and everybody got fatigued because it was so bad. It was like Game of Thrones ending level of dog shit. Sylvanas immediately went from one of the most beloved characters to one of the most like fatigued characters, and Xal'atath is already there and past that for me. I'd never liked her in the first place. I was maybe lightly intrigued, like, oh, this lady who used to be a sword and she's like a void entity, and like I'm a little interested. This patch hit me like a truck. I do not want any more Xal'atath. Even when we were watching the cinematic, I'd be like, "Ooh, interesting." Every time Xal'atath came on, I was like, Like it has a visceral reaction in me.
The void storm looks awesome, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to stop the void." And that's Xal'atath.
No, are you feeling the same thing? Every time I see her, I feel like a negative feeling, like negative
by the way,
feedback.
I want to say this is a huge deal because I never feel that way or enough to care to worry about it. Right? I don't feel like I've the Sylvanas stuff. Okay, whatever. It's not it's the plot moving along, and maybe it's a little predictable, and I guess her soul was corrupted. Blah blah blah. Okay,
which happens every time to every female character over and over and over. I just want to point that out.
Whatever, right? But like this was so slap you in the face, obviously going to happen, and again, I've already talked about how Illyria handles it afterwards. Like again, if I were her, I'd go hunt every single one of those like Venari and be like, "You little son of a bitch! I told you this." And I'd anyways, But like,
She
I
should
put
take
this.
this so seriously.
this
She's
was
a
an
nothing
insane-
character also. She was dragged down. She's become a nothing character. She stands for fucking nothing. Like, it's so stupid.
That's tough.
Illyria's out.
She's out.
Well, this is
Thank
what I
God
also said.
Thank God Thrall was nowhere this entire expansion so that he could stay out of it.
He's taking a nap.
Yeah.
I said that maybe this has to do though, like with the idea of they're too afraid to take risks, or maybe it's too hard for us to be pleased that they're just going to take the easiest, least conflicting path. And then I also thought about it, like it's kind of like a soap opera where, like, since there's no end in sight, even with the World Soul Saga, like they're still gonna have to tell stories after that. That they really can't take risks anyways, or because development has to shift so fucking much because of all the changes they decide, that like they can't take these story beats that would be like really awesome, kind of like where maybe they were leading with Sylvanas in the BFA side of the equation. Because either development has to shift, or again they get like negative feedback. They're like, we can't keep going down this path. I wonder if that has something to do with why they're just taking like the most, I'm gonna say, boring way forward.
Well, I fucking hope they take my feedback and Xal'atath is dead at the end of the first patch. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think when you look at the beginning of the War Within in the campaign, not a whole lot feels like it really happened in it. But at the end, you had that moment where Illyria shoots the Darkheart with the arrow, and you're like, I want to see where this goes. And then it just feels like we've been just spinning the wheels since then. And it's just like, oh no, she just got it fixed, and now she's back to doing whatever it was she was doing. And it's like, what really, the only thing this expansion did was expand, I guess, certain stories you could get to in the future. And I know it's a saga, and I know, but there's really nothing that happened plot wise in this that really you look at and you go, this moved things forward. I feel like the next one seems like it's already more of a step forward than.
But I can't give them credit before they've like done it anymore. I kind of already wasn't doing that. I'm always the hater where I'm like, I'm judging it at face value, not on what might come. And I think that they've given us no reason to trust that they follow through with plot lines. Like,
I don't trust it either. I'm just saying, like, I feel like the few minutes that you see in that thing, you're like, okay, at least she's doing something there. And this, you're just kind of like, yeah, she did stuff with Dalaran, and then she was trying to do something else, but it just seemed like a nothing burger. Just a lot.
I don't think they're ever going to talk about Dalaran ever again. I think they literally were like, dude, we need something. We need something to get people interested in War Within. Let's get rid of Dalaran and break Khadgar's legs. Like that'll get people.
They had that quest to put Dalaran to bed, literally. Let me ask you this. I saw I watched the cinematic before the raid end, right? Because I just wanted to know what happened. I don't know why they don't explain that Xal'atath stayed behind in the portal.
They didn't show that. They were like, oh, the cutscene literally is like, Illyria's like, thank God Xal'atath also got wrapped into the Darkheart, but we didn't see that happen. I was like, when did that happen?
You hear them talking at the end of the raid, but like, I mean, how many times do we have a raid where I'm listening to music, or we're talking to each other and we're like, oh, we killed it, and we're not listening to their dialogue?
Why wasn't the cutscene Xal'atath getting sucked into the Darkheart?
Well, that's not how it happened.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? She was caught in the Darkheart.
We were in this like Darkheart room, let's call it, right? And she contains Demencius in it, and I read you the dialogue at the end where they're like, Illyria's like, oh, we did it, and Xal'atath's like, yeah, but you need to get out of here because he's not killed, he's just contained, and like this is about to collapse, kind of thing, right? And that's why you see her jump out of the portal at the end, because she's like, Xal'atath's like, get out, I'll stay behind.
For such a fucking important story beat, like insane execution.
Watching just the cinematic, you wouldn't know that Xal'atath betrayed him. You just think
I totally missed it.
I thought she died. Like I thought she faked her death and then like tricked them to whatever.
It's because she can give us nothing. Because like they couldn't even give her like she just like a little wry smile or something.
Imagine
she could betray us in 2 seconds.
You're doing the Demencius fight. You do the 2 platforms. You kill the ad, and she's like, "We gotta go into the Darkheart." And then like right before you get that phase where you take lust, she's like, "All right, see you, nerds." And then she just leaves you in there with it. So you gotta kill Demencius and figure out how to get out. That would have been like way more interesting than what they ended up doing.
It's insane that we can think of like 1,000 different ways this could be better, but nobody in the writer's room could. Like that makes me really scared for the writing coming
I want to be
forward.
careful. Again, scrap. Like I feel like when we sit there and we argue
armchair quarterback.
Well, no, not even that. We argue that they're like not negligent, but like they're just why can't I think of the word? Anyways, that they're just idiots.
Sloppy.
Right? No, but that's just like, how could this get out of the writer's room?
Yeah,
I think it's very unfair to argue that it didn't come up in conversation amongst someone, right? I'm willing. I have to believe. I have to.
They shipped it.
Yes,
Like-
I have to believe that they made this decision for a reason. We probably won't like the reason. Again, it might have been just as simple as, well, we can't take risks anymore because of the world tree. As an example.
Well, it could be a risk thing. It could be because here's the thing: when the writers go out there and they create these stories, the developers have to develop around those stories, right? So if they
with
go
like
out
a year's worth of lag time,
right, if they go out and they create these complex characters and these complex storylines and everything else, these developers have to work around that. And you're talking about trying to get speed, trying to get content out quickly.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have to cut some corners somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't like that they cut corners here, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
They can take Delves back and just write
I would also
one scene of Xal'atath being
I think the
I'm a
argument
little worried about this.
I think the argument is that, like, yeah, I get it. You have to move fast and you have to cut corners, but like they just cut corners in the wrong way. Like,
yeah,
it as you said, Io, all it would have taken is if she just said at the start of the, like, and again, maybe play a little cinematic. They've done that before in the middle of like a fight, where it's just like Xal'atath says peace and like Illyria is like furious on the platform as she's leaving, right? Yeah. And maybe even Illyria now is like more enraged for the fight. She loses a little bit of her void self and she helps us defeat Dimensius. Like, at least there is something that is like a reaction from Illyria that makes sense,
Yeah, Illyria having no reaction when she's supposed to be like tangling with this horrible darkness inside her that comes out when she feels powerful emotions, and she's felt no emotions at all for since the first season.
Illyria can't wrap her head around the idea that they had to sacrifice their planet to save all other planets from Dimensius.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I understand that she's like, I don't trust you, but she also like didn't comprehend why they did it in the first part of the story, which to me was also like, Illyria, you of all people should know. You went to the Outlands and like sacrificed your family and everything to like for the greater good.
That's what's so frustrating is that the characters are there. The story beats could work towards them. Like, I could tell you good things for Illyria. Like, Illyria's whole thing is she's struggling with this darkness that she's had to sacrifice and take it on, and she's losing her family. That's her story. Okay, can we please tie this into the grander story at all? Or why are you using Illyria? Why use Illyria if you're not going to use her?
Make her Illyria.
Yeah, if her character arc's not going to matter. It could be Tyrande, who cares? It's because she had like void thing, but they didn't like hit on like, oh, she's got shadow powers, so she has to be with the shadow thing. It's like, well, her story could be interesting with this because she's sacrificing a lot, so she would relate to Locust Walker sacrificing a lot, and like she's been betrayed in ways, like she lost her sister and like all these things and has been betrayed in that way, and like so this betrayal should hit hard. A cool like way they could have resolved this if they're going to go the exact route they went, where Illyria's like, please, dude, listen to me, she's gonna betray, and then she does. Illyria should just go completely nuts and turn into a raid boss. She's like, fuck you, fuck everyone.
Well, that's where you start like shifting the story though, right?
I know, but it's just like anything. Like, why use Illyria if you're not going to play with that story?
What if they're all sitting in a room and they say, hey, we have Xal'atath. We need a female protagonist to come in and be that character.
Who's the hot elf lady?
Yeah, right. Who's the hot elf lady that's going to lead us into the whole Sunwell deal that we know is coming,
they don't even use Illyria.
They don't use Illyria.
I know, but I
think they will. I hope they will bring in Illyria to tie in the Windrunner thing.
Hold on.
I do too. But I do hope that I hope it wasn't as simple as that. I hope there's some complexity that comes on the other side of this in the next expansion. But that's just what everyone else is saying. Let's just wait till the next thing and
I cannot be told that. I cannot be told that anymore. I can't.
Okay.
But there's no Illyria here.
We need to shift into this then, right? Because like just to recap for those who haven't seen the cinematic, the Sunwell's being attacked. I don't even know who this is. I'm sure it's like a famous
Liadrin. That's Lorthamar's
wife.
Lady?
Yeah, okay.
No,
they got married.
I don't think
they got married. No, they got married
between. No, I remember in the time skip because I remember reading that and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because
okay.
I really like Lorthamar. I think he's
So-
awesome.
So the long and short of it is, right? Like, she's asking the Sunwell, like, I get it, I'm not worthy, but the people of Silvermoon are, blah, 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 right?
Mhm.
And we get this moment where it's like the Avengers Endgame moment where they come out of the
Mhm.
portal, and I see
Yeah.
her, I go, okay, cool. And I'm wondering, like, who's gonna come up that stairs? Who the fuck is this?
That's the army of the light, dude.
She's got like a special paladin, because she's like the paladin, right? So she's got like a paladin blood elf crew, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, that's her. That's the army of the light, bro.
These are
Okay.
like the blood elf paladin. She's like the leader of them, I think. Oh my god, please, blood elf
Wh-
people, I don't
what-
play your
Look,
race.
I don't play your people.
Yeah, don't come for me. I'm
guys,
going off rocket.
respectfully, what the fuck is happening here?
So I was saying I watched the cinematic and I was ready to
she has
hate it.
fire. She has fire
No,
coming
it's
off
the
her
light,
sword.
dude. It's the light on the
Oh,
affecting the
the light.
shadow.
Okay,
Yeah, because she's a
okay, all right.
paladin. Now, here's what lore people. Why does she have yellow eyes? Because I thought she was a blood elf. Somebody put that in the comments.
Well,
Or did they just like mess up? No, he's green. He's
Oh,
a green
yeah, I
eye
guess, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. He does, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
correct. He's supposed to. But I thought she should too.
Because she's all like lit up, bro.
Maybe the light is overcome her.
She's
fell
been praying.
addiction.
She's been praying to the light so much that she stared at it for so long that her eyes
Like,
turn yellow.
But
It's
it's
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
So the army of the light, is that something that just comes out of the sun?
I just made that
They're
up. I
paladins,
just made that
bro.
up.
You're a paladin, aren't you?
Did the Arathi just teleport over here? Like,
No, they have always had these. These are the blood elf paladins. These guys are been around.
Hold on.
where were
hold on.
they when
Yeah.
Sunwell started getting
Where-
attacked in the first place?
Where were they?
Where-
Where were
like,
they
where did she
5 minutes
summon them
ago?
from?
Where were they 5 minutes ago?
You might need a
I'm not gonna defend
Beliar
them.
video to kind of break this down.
Yeah,
She
I will.
summoned them from the
We
light
don't even
well.
like where. Like, why is Illyria not here? Going like this would be the moment where it's like Illyria
Yeah.
comes out and goes Xal'atath, right? Like, you know that what's the movie
Yeah.
where like they he just shouts and it's like Troy, right? Like where like
Fuck,
he just
dude.
get down here, we're gonna fucking finish this.
They
right?
had a moment like that in World of Warcraft in a quest about Thrall in Cataclysm, where he had to face his demons and he had to face Garrosh, and he said, "Garrosh, you
Yeah.
killed my brother." It was so fucking awesome. And they can't even do that in a cinematic. Come on
this,
now.
This could just be like a small snippet too of like, oh, this is what happens afterwards, and Illyria just hasn't caught wind of it yet because it's just happening.
Look, for a cinematic, which is supposed to get you hyped for the next expansion, I don't think this is a bad one. Xal'atath is upsetting for me to behold, yes, but I do think this is one that gets you excited. I'm thinking back on, I thought the War Within one sucked complete ass. I stand by that. It didn't get me excited for War Within, and they were right to set me up to not be excited for it in general. Like, there's some shining moments. I'm not gonna be a total hater, but I think as an expansion, it's gonna go down as one of the worst.
Yeah.
But when I watched the cinematic, aside from, I had to note, and I noted also, it does seem like there is a downgrade in quality compared to older cinematics, like compared to the BFA cinematic, which came out like fucking 10 years ago.
The BFA
I feel like this
one
looks
is
worse.
a gold standard, though.
Oh,
Like,
it is, but that happened 10 years ago. So why aren't we holding
well,
it to the standard of 10
I think
years
it's because
ago?
these are characters that like we don't have that kind of like
But they should make
Yeah.
one.
attachment to, right?
Oh no, but like Lorthamar, he's
no,
sick,
I'm not saying
dude.
they
He's
don't,
cool.
but he's not Anduin, he's not Sylvanas.
No, but I'm just saying, quality-wise, I was a little bit disappointed. Immediately, you can tell the difference quality. I was even like, does this look
No,
like it was made
yeah,
by
I can
Midjourney or
understand that, yeah.
something? I said, no, I don't think they can make this something as sophisticated as Midjourney. They may have used it for like color keys or concept art or some like finishing touches and stuff. I can't speak to that, but I think you can look at like, I'm just thinking about the BFA one, like how real that looked, like for animation. This is
was
so
insane. It was
uncanny
insane.
valley.
Yeah.
And I don't like that, but I think content, music, scene, it's cool. I think it's exciting. I'll give this one a 6 3/4.
I thought you were
6
gonna say a C.
No, a 6 3/4 out of 10. It's definitely not up there with the great ones, but I think it's better than War Within. I hate to say it's better than Dragonflight because I love the end part of the Dragonflight cinematic where they're flying with Alexstrasza. That one is so stuck in my head, is cool. But the guy going up the tower sucked. It was so stupid.
You know, it's fucking crazy. So I went to pull up the cinematic on YouTube and read the comments to see if anyone could explain who those people are. And all I'm seeing is, aren't their eyes green? Why did they mess up their eyes?
Oh,
watch
no.
watch the BFA cinematic and tell me how you feel. And there's one where it's like I had to go back to the Warlords of Draenor cinematic to cleanse myself of this or something. It's funny how you're just saying all this.
Okay, I swear I didn't read any of the comments. I literally watched this immediately, but I'm glad that the people are with me because that means it's gonna get back to the people making the game. That hopefully they're like, ooh, people were really like, we didn't think people cared about this, but this is not good. That are like selling thing. This is how we're gonna sell the expansion is getting negative like opinions on it.
The light changed her eyes. It's fine.
I might be behind on the lore. It might have. I would say it might have, but that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, wait, isn't Leandrin's eyes green? Because I thought she was a blood elf. Like, but I don't know.
I feel so removed, not because of the hype. Like Lorthamar gives like one hell of a line somewhere in here where
Lorthamar's
she's like,
a cool dude.
where she's like, everything will fall, and he's like, you can't even take out one elf or something like that. I don't remember what he says, but like it was like a good line.
It's okay. It was a very
hype,
Marvel
right?
universe.
Maybe
like...
okay, but anyways, like I'm like okay, I'm hyped, but like I'm just I have more questions than I have answers now. Like
yeah.
It's always the problem is you got another light versus dark thing, and it's like this common theme where it's just light versus dark, light versus dark.
Xal'atath tells Illyria, I'm going to take what you care most about. What is that for Illyria?
It was Khadgar's legs.
No, that's already gone.
That's how it connects. It was Khadgar's legs.
She cares about her son more than anything else.
I know.
She's gonna take.
Where's her son or husband? They're
in Silvermoon. They're in Silvermoon. Why is she not there with them?
So hold up. There is going to be that prequel that has some stuff about her son. So I mean, that might have something that leads into this. Maybe that is something that. I
have Illyria fatigue also now.
But like,
you didn't 5 minutes ago.
You have to acknowledge,
we were talking about
Warlords of Draenor. Fucking everyone losing their mind about what's his name revealing himself in the alternate timeline. Garrosh.
Oh, I don't remember.
Right. You have Legion, right, which was in and of itself just like crazy cool because everyone's hyped about the Burning Crusade coming back, and then Varian and his like letter to his son.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, this is very confusing.
BFA.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Sylvanas just saying for the Horde was enough, right? Like that alone.
Dude, the BFA was so
or Anduin like calling on the light,
Yeah, dude, Anduin is so cool in that because that's when Anduin kind of came back. Like he was in Pandaria a bit, but it's like Anduin is back and he's at the front and he's leading the alliance. It's set up Anduin and Sylvanas so cool in BFA. So I think that's
Shadowlands one. Like I mean, when she shatters the helmet and the way where she shatters the helmet on top of Ice Crown. Like it was a very cool moment. No, it was a very cool moment. Dragonflight, like you said, flying around going, oh my god, we're going to Dragonflight.
The thing with Dragonflight that they whiffed, and I think they understood it, is it was like 4 minutes long, and 3.5 minutes was this dude climbing this tower. And I don't even remember that guy.
It was good. It was built.
But I don't remember that guy in the story.
Stony Tony, he was on top of the. Anyways, okay, we're not.
Stony Tony. Yeah, but I'm just saying that one was kind of a miss.
Anyway. And then like even the War Within, right?
Sucked. Worst one.
No, the Anduin Enthrall looked gorgeous. It looked gorgeous.
Oh, it looked fantastic. Yeah. It looked fantastic.
And then that had the great moment at the end where it's just like, well, what about that? And then they poured it the sword, and it was like, oh my god, we're gonna find out about like.
And I'm like laughing because of how bad it is. I'm laughing so I don't cry. Like War Within. Let's just move on from War Within. We need to move on from it, please. But the next one be better. War Within is gonna be stuck in my head as the worst one. Sorry. They had great dungeons. Beautiful vistas. I love Halifal. Story was terrible. Oh, the Undermine was fantastic. But again, the Undermine could have been anything. They needed to go.
Undermine could be in any expansion.
Let me just talk about the Undermine for 1 second.
By the way, you're melting into the corner of your screen.
I'm sorry. Let me talk about the Undermine for 1 second. The way they shoehorned Undermine in, they did a fabulous job. They put their whole pussy into it. They pulled it off. However, if you told me, okay, Xal'atath's dark heart is broken, the only person who can fix this horrible, incredible shadow entity artifact is Trade Prince Gallywix. I would be like, girl, what are you smoking? What? He doesn't make stuff. Like, the whole point of him is that he sits on the throne and he doesn't do shit. Like, he's not, like, good or talented or anything.
The idea is that she was trading it for the black blood and that motivated him.
Okay, it could have been a cow. It could have been cow universe. Like what I'm saying is that like that it was like a little bit funny, but I think they like the goblin story was compelling enough. I really do like the goblin. I feel sad that it's going to be remembered with War Within and probably forgotten. And the car is never coming back. So much for evergreen shit, assholes. Like
No, that's the borrowed power that season.
the Burper is the car. But
Burper.
I even lost my train of thought. But like you have to, everybody has to acknowledge that the only person who could fix the Dark Heart, Galilewix is probably the least likely person.
Well, again, let's not retread the old things. Like
I'm just saying, it could have been the Amani trolls. Like it could have been fucking I don't even know. It could have been it could have been Bolvar up on the Iron Throne. It could have been fucking anybody. It would have made as much sense.
Kel'Thuzad.
It's fine. I don't mind a MacGuffin plot, but like it, you know, it's not good. The story's not good, and I'm tired of people telling me it is. So
It's so good. It's so good.
Again, I feel broken because I usually am totally on board for the ride, no matter how good or bad it is. I didn't care about the ending of Shadowlands. I wish there was a little more to it, of course, but like I was like, that's fine, whatever, no big deal. And I've always been hyped, but like I'm not upset per se. I like because again, I'm still okay with saying, well, if it can steer the ship back in the direction, it'll be all fine. I'm just so confused more than anything. Like, I don't know why they took literally the path of least resistance by a mile. And then this cinematic, which again, I'm not even gonna care about the quality of it. It's fine. I'm sure the artist worked really hard on it. I'm liking it. Like, I'm vibing with it. But who the fuck are these people back here? Why does no one know it?
They're the army of the light, bro.
I just can't wait until when they said, when did WoW start being bad? And they're like, when they didn't give us an opening screen, a login screen. Yeah. That's the moment where everything, where the quality changed.
All right.
Like,
let's.
My dog is telling me I'm done.
I want to be clear. I'm still hype as shit for Midnight. I think all four of us have pre-ordered it. Maybe not
that's what I don't want people to think I'm a hater ass bitch because there's things I'm looking forward to. But
the game is a lot of fun. The story is not something I'm particularly like going to expect to be good, but if it surprises me, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. I'm still gonna play.
This is one thing that Jordan on Twitter like asked me. She's like, when was the last time you were surprised in a WoW story, right? And my response was like, Illidan in all of Legion was like constant things of, okay, well, we knew Illidan was coming back because like that was kind of teased in the reveal trailer, but we didn't know how. And then of course, like the way he came out in the end of the Mythic Raid, and you know, it's just cool, awesome, right? But on top of that, he destroyed the Naru. He took us to Argus, which we didn't know quite exactly what was going on there. And then on top of that, the ending, right? Like he just had all these like cool, satisfying moments of where I feel like I could have guessed that he was going to sacrifice himself somewhere based on the story we were seeing. But the way it all unfolded was satisfying, and it was unpredictable to like an extent of like I went for the whole ride and it was like smiling and all that shit, right? In fact, you know, the moment where they open up the portal to Argus and like God, I can't remember his name now. What the fuck is his name? I just said it.
Sargeras?
Yeah, no, the Void Elf guy. Illidan. Sorry, Illidan literally smirks at the Exodar guy. Literally smirks and says, like, we're taking the fight to them. Like, it was so good and satisfying. And
well, that's what some people, when I say like, oh, the story is bad, people will be like, the story is always bad. That's not true. No, and even like, there's been some shining moments. There's been a couple moments in War Within where I thought the writing was good. The writing is not unsalvageable, but I feel like we have to recognize a consistent decline in writing since Legion. It's a problem.
I recently did some Legion stuff because I was trying to get the Paladin class hall mount, and even just the little bit I did of that was way more fun and exciting and engaging. I had to do a little bit of the Nightborn stuff, which I did a couple of years ago for when I was getting the Allied race, and that whole like saga and story just starts from, you know, you find the elf who's has like no magic, and you get her built back up, and then you take the city back. Like it leads up to the Nighthold, like that's really cool. And then that ending cinematic where Illidan just comes back and kills Gul'dan, you know, is
yeah. Oh, So
Dude,
Like,
I'm talking. That's like big story stuff. But like when I
Williams
was
beating
leveling my
up-
character, I leveled my character through the horde side of BFA, and I couldn't shut up about it. It's so fucking good, and people don't say hail BFA as like good storytelling or anything. But the leveling quest
Well,
is like phenomenally epic and cool, and
BFA
it's got
also
a lot
had
of
those
character.
cinematics that like cinematic quality
It
videos,
did.
right?
It did, but it also just like think about like the characters, how good they were. Like Bom Samdi is insanely good and cool character, and it's just like so well written in, and like Talanji and the King and stuff. It's like they're such cool and interesting characters, and it's like that they were just for like a leveling quest, and we're not sticking with them, but we have to stick with Illyria, who sucks complete ass in every possible way, and we have to stick with Xal'atath, who sucks worse than Razagath. I would rather have Razagath stick around for 2 expansions of WoW. I could swallow that better. Like, it's just, dude, it's just, I'm so frustrated. I'm very frustrated with this whole thing. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I've been moving for the past week, so I have nothing to recommend for movies, music, or games or anything like that. What do you
I
guys want to
recommend
close
the
this out with?
Horde BFA leveling quest.
Cool.
It's
any,
awesome.
Any
Oh
other
my
cool
gosh.
things, tips, tricks, fun stuff you think anyone should know? Or
I saw
didn't you have a tip you just gave us earlier today? It was a good one. I
a
thought.
tip or what?
Something about like a dungeon where if you oh man, what was it?
Oh, I have a tip.
Okay.
If you have the Shadowlands Tazavesh portal,
Oh.
Oh,
you
geez,
can,
no.
and you need to get to, let's say you don't have the Ecodome portal yet to the beginning of the season, and you use the Tazavesh portal. You are in Shadowlands Tazavesh. It's not connected to anything. However, you can walk into the dungeon and walk back out, and you will be at the Koresh Shadowlands. That's my tip of the week.
You mean the Koresh Tazavesh?
Yeah, the Koresh. When I say Koresh Shadow, it's late. The Koresh Tazavesh. So that you have a portal to Ecodome, you just don't know it yet.
I don't
I do.
remember any dungeon tips, but I did see the movie Weapons, and I think if you like horror, you should go see that movie. It's really good.
I do want to see that because I love Barbarian. So.
Lithium? Anything?
I think everybody should get 8 hours of sleep, and
Nope.
I don't
No
think
chance.
I don't think
Guys,
that's happening for me.
I'm
Viewers-
hitting 2200.
Viewers, just so you know, it's 2 a.m. I have to be up in 4 hours. Lithium probably up in 5 hours.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Scrap will get
I'm
to
doing
sleep
some
in all day.
dungeons after this.
Yeah.
I don't have to be up till
I
9.
know,
so.
I know you're always up as early as I am too. We're doing this as a passion of love for the game. I know it
We're doing
doesn't
this
sound
for
like we love it
$17.
today. Scrap, you're making an inside joke. They don't. Just so everyone knows, we monetize the videos. We're trying to pay for the shit I had to pay for Scrap's microphone because you guys are all complaining about how terrible it sounded.
Yeah.
So we made $17 on our first videos, which is awesome. But we're nowhere close to the finish line.
Yeah.
No.
Please watch our ads.
I have to pay for switches to go to, God knows where.
yeah.
So point is, we're doing this as a labor of love. We love you all. We will see you next week to talk about season 3 and all the things that other things that are upsetting us about it. But just remember, we love the game. We love you all. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all then. Until then, get some sleep. Get some 8 hours of rest.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.